It's the largest garment factory in West Africa, in Aba, Abia State, Nigeria. You can never believe that something like this exists in Nigeria, not to talk of being built in Aba, Abia State. And this factory produces wide range of wares that are exported to different countries abroad. They also produces clothes, wares for different companies, different brands in Nigeria. This factory was built by one man beyond clothes in Nigeria. He established this company after graduating from law school. He abandoned his law and went into tailoring apprenticeship in Aba. He started it very little. Today, he has established multi-billion-dollar clothing factory and employed thousands of youths that work in this factory. They have all kinds of equipment that they use to carry out their productions. They have different departments in this factory. This clothing factory is well equipped with computers, advanced technologies. In fact, the kind of equipment you will see in this factory is the same thing with the ones you can see in China. Just take a look. Before we proceed, we are going to show you different wares they produced for different companies in Nigeria. Just watch. After seeing all this, I don't think
Okay. It is good to be here. Good afternoon, viewers, ladies and gentlemen, people of goodwill all over the world. It is afternoon on my side. I don't know what it is by your side, but we are once more here to do a good job in discussing the affairs of the world. My name is KJ. I'm sitting on behalf of Dr. Rudolph, aka Dr. Damages, and you are welcome to this special broadcast. We're going to talk politics, Africa, and beyond. But today we're going to pay special attention to the politics of the federal capital territory, that's Abuja. And we earlier hosted Dr. Moore, who is also going to be contesting, and I know he's going to win the chairmanship of AMAC. AMAC is a small, rather is the municipal area council, that's what it means. And it's comprised of the majority of the areas of Abuja whom do not vote in accordance with party. They vote for the people they think are credible. And I think that Dr. Moore, I've known him for many years. I know he's a very credible young man who thinks outside of the box. That's the kind of people we need in places of governance now in Nigeria. We're not looking for people who, 1 plus 1 must be 2. No, sometimes it's different. So we're looking for people who have ideas to bring great people with diverse opinions and of how to do things, people whose pedigree is well known, a people in Nigeria who understand what it is, how it is to be good citizens. I mean, to bring governance to the people of Nigeria and give them, bring the much needed development in Nigeria. So I, KJ, is rooting for Dr. Moore, and I hope and I pray that the evil politicians will not, diminish his light, as a young man, we need a lot of young men in the game. And Dr. Mo is quite young and full of ideas. Anyway, for those of us who were here earlier, we heard a little bit of what his politics, but he'll be here in 2 weeks and we can continue from that. But then we also want to take views of our people, both in the comment section and people who are going to join us in the studio, discuss this politics that is going to come in 2026. Now, the politics of 2026 is going to be difficult because the vultures are gathering, and the plans, whenever the vultures gather, what they're looking for is what? The carcass. They don't gather to celebrate life, they gather to celebrate dead. And so it's beginning to happen again. And, we start from home, where one of the most useless governors have been produced in Nigeria comes from. A particular governor who was proud to say, I don't know why I can't find that video, that he was giving mothers who are going to deliver in the hospital, he's giving them 500 naira as to augment, help them take care of themselves. 500 naira. For those of you who are Americans, 500 naira means less than $1. He was giving these ladies less than $1 to go home and take care of themselves. And he's proud to say it on national TV. So for me, Okezie Ikpeazu is one of the worst governors ever produced in Nigeria. That's my opinion. Followed by his predecessor, who wanted to make his son the mayor of Umuahia. Thank God for that corner who gave him a good beating. Good beating. What you said those days, in the military school. The colonel did what? He taught him, he taught him, he reversed his, his medulla. He enlightened him. That's the word I was looking for. He enlightened him, and since that time he had been enlightened. And so political ambition and otherwise, he has lost it. Anyway, Theodi Oji was one of the governors that didn't do a thing in Abia State. And they all have all kinds of bogus names that mean nothing. That one was calling himself Onwanacharowa. I don't know who gave him that kind of title. He should be Onwanacharo in the family, and that's all. However, having said that, we come down to Ojus Okalu. We to be honest, Abia people loved Oji Uzokano until he began to misbehave, until he thought that the money of Abia State had become his money. Unfortunately, by the time he left Abia State was worse off than when he found Abia State. And I want to tell him, and for those, I mean, Doris Ogale, I will advise you not to put, you already have a very dented image in the social media. We don't want to dent you anymore. Please, take your hands off that man's case. Because Ojus Okalu's case at the end of 2026 is going to be like his company, the slot company. I've been looking for the video I took of that slot airline that are parked somewhere in the Gambia. They are in the burial ground of Gambia where they bury planes. And we have given him enough time to repent of his evil, but he's not. Instead, he's going ahead to say he wants to change, want to bring APC to Abia State. Abia people do not need, and I'm going to do a special program. Abia State do not need people like you, Ojus Okalu. We respect you. We allow you to be in the Senate because we know, after all, nothing comes from the federal government to Abia State. So what's the big deal? But don't put your hand in Abia State. If you do, even you'll not be able to return to that Senate. I'm telling you. I'm from your constituency, so I know what I'm talking about. And there are many of us here. So please, those who see him as our uncle, go and tell him to just mind his business. We don't have a problem him representing Bende. Let him continue to do that. Let him remove his hand from Abit. To be 4-1 is to be 4 army. Okay, I've said my bit. And I'm going to now post the line so that all of us can come and have to judge. Like we say, if we judge you, there is no need for war. And the situation in Nigeria has gone beyond keeping quiet. Every well-meaning Nigeria should be speaking up right now, because the world itself is not waiting for us to get our ass together. the world is moving. And as long as the world is moving, new things are going to be coming up. New powers are going to be coming up. New territories are going to be taken. New alignments are going to be making. Formations of new alignments and new groups are going to be coming. Some people were quarreling. Why did a particular president remove his country from 66 different UN organizations? The question is, why won't he? What's the original mandate of the UN? If you can tell me that, then I can give you more information. The original mandate of the union, what is it? Is it to support Muslims? Is it to support Muslims? I ask. So the question is, when you leave, if you leave where you're supposed to be going and take something else will happen. That's what is happening now. So let's not blame anybody. Having said that, I welcome to the panel my able brother, the Ohangaga, the man who knows it all. And I like the way he brings his argument to the table. Yeah, and I think Ovie will be a good lecturer, really. Because what is lecturing? Ability to point people to different direction and allow them to make their conclusion. And that's what I like about Wole Soyinka's writing. Those days, before he started forming Wole Soyinka writes and points you to different directions and allow you to make your conclusion. But today, well, I welcome Ovie. Much I won't say much. Ovie, welcome.
KJ, I know I'm gonna accept your greeting because I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
No, I'm serious.
Hold on. First of all, I don't know where you stand on. Where you go, they talk to Uncle Carlo like that. That's no, way for Abuja, you go feel out for where you did. Now you did.
You see, Carlo, the last election that brought him back, he knows what Abia people wanted to do to him now. Did he not go around to beg? So why is he boasting?
He knows that. No, you see what they happen.
Come back.
You see what they happen. Two things they happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One, I think people of Abia or with the people should be happy with it they go on. I said that because first of all, the other part na power that they fight for territory, right? Oti no gree join APC because everybody they join, right? Now, of course, if I mean it means I no go join because we're in the king, right? He has the final say. If you go APC, then they're going to also going to give up because they're going to challenge in all those kind of things. That's one. But most importantly, it is becoming obvious that money alone no go give you the desired position at the level. Why am I saying this? Carlo get money, but in the way money day, now APC day. So nobody only get money, right? So if you drop money, other people say go drop. So you need numbers to back your money up, which is where him raised supreme before, right? In the control the state. Now another man don't come where he say come. That followership, nobody say they don't slash her in don't get time again. So at the national level, power, they go down the challenger beyond. The same thing goes to Wiki, right? Money day, but you still need some numbers to have a very strong standing at the national level. So it is, when I say a group, it's a group because now they go begin consider the people. If only the people actually see this opening, right? Say these people where they fight to now, of course, on the inside now because of on the open, they people say it is between them. But now who control whatever votes they go feel, get away with? Well, now 20,000 they right to or 2 million. Whoever they control that, now the fight they see for Abia State. So it's a good thing. At the end of the day, one go win. But if that person no go win without actually doing by the people, and from the public song where everybody sings, as if the governor is actually doing well. So that's why I say the guy no fit stay Abuja, they make noise again. He has to be on ground. He try to put everything. So it's a good thing. I hope he does.
I agree with you. The T people say something. They say kwahaga. In other words, you don't eat the community's food 2 times.
Yeah.
So since you have gone, I don't bring your child. Don't bring. Let other people also go. That's a thief policy. Now coming back to what? Hold on, sir. If all Jesus Carlos so love Abia people, your brother is in the House of Reps. Your daughter is the senator, nominated senator. I mean, nominated ambassador. Only the Oji family there for Abia State.
Yeah.
It's only the Oji people, and you have not done anything credible that will even let us know that you have is something that you are able to do. So we will not want that. Nnamdi Azikiwe was the leader of in Igbo land. When he left, he didn't hand over to his children. None of his children have become governors in Anambra State. None of his children have become anything other than that. They've gone to do their own, businesses. And
so now
what we're saying in Abia is that though we are giving you that space, if you over push it, you yourself will not return to that house. And I am going to make sure that my campaign will be that he himself and his brother will not return to that house.
That's another way too, because and again,
and we are going to give Alex Oti the leverage. If he needs to spend the whole state budget on making sure all Jews or can't don't go back, let him spend it. We'll give him that leverage. Nonsense.
And again, the people might not necessarily gain if we are not organized, if we are not seeing the bigger picture, because the fight so is not necessarily because they have to do by the people. It is because the position are fixed, but them they grow. As you talk at night, don't bring it. Sorry, don't bring it. That absolute power, you don't get them again. So the more people will get weight to throw around comes into the system, the more fight go there between them, because the position will not change. Now only one person will be governor. Now only one person will be senator. Now only one person will be president. But you go to see more and more people they grow within that hierarchy, either intellectually or people don't get money or whatever. So the numbers are increasing while position remains still. So that fight is going to fight. Then some of them will get sense, will not look down, say, okay, maybe not here my power they will organize those the poor people, which again might also lead to a revolution on a bigger picture. But again, I'm saying this because if we know they're careful, now so they're going to replace. They're going to find way to just to make sure that they go around the power, right? Because the people they fight where they clamor for revolution now, what they are not seeing is that the amendment that is going on, the constitutional amendment that is going on, is to avoid that. How do you avoid that revolution? You create more position. Because now when we the verse, not if it happen, but when down the verse, something will happen. So for them to get to that point, they will create more position. That's why they are calling for more state police, more this, so they can spread their weight again. So they will maintain that hold on the institution and power for as long as they can. So that's one thing. That's why I say what's they always argue say at times, not be every time we go to complain. Because these men, we might not like them. They are not stupid. That one, I can guarantee you, they are not stupid. They know exactly what they do. They might not be working for us, but know what they do. So, yes, you go more complain, but more also pay attention. Because the more with the one good thing that came out of 2023, that again we don't pay attention, is that the fact that more people are interested, right? More young people are coming in. What did they do? They expand the number of contestation again.
Okay.
You understand? So yes, so they understand. They pay attention to see. That's why I say we too need to pay attention at time and look and say, come, this thing will fit take advantage of them. Because to dismantle the bigger picture now from small, which go back to everything. When they say politics is local, the solution so is also local. Take and small. So who's on Abuja? Who's on Kalu na Abuja in the office day? But when they go shout for Abia, right? So Abia people, don't get what they do for Abuja without the Abia people is useless. So
I agree, and you see, one of the things I like about the Abia people is that we are politically aware. So every Abia person have seen the light. I mean, I didn't want to play videos that's coming from Abia State. So you see the Abia State before and Abia State now. It's like, day and light. And to think that a PDP has had 3 consecutive governors running with nothing to show. And now somebody is trying to help you fix your nonsense. you are coming to tell the Abia people that you are going to remove him whether he likes or not. It's not about doing roads. Okay? When that time comes, we will answer.
I'll ask you this question, KJ. Sorry, before you go. You know, there's a lot of celebration around the fact that a lot of every big weight politician from Southeast follow Obi join, right? But people from that region now, no sit down as they say come on. It is because the voting power is with Obi, now make that they come. Not necessarily because say, oh, APC government no make them work, so they want to work for the people now under Obi. People are not seeing that. So the people now will get voting power. So the Southeast, whether I like it or not, the man say control the majority of the vote. So instead of the people down to now say come, we will determine who run along this man at every local election. That's why I was angry with the guy who can't contest. You're aware of the people they push back on with some kind of question. So we are not thinking that these people, what would they complain about every day? I'm talking about the Southeast now. We complain about them every day. They're migrating. Why are they migrating? Because of Obi. Why Obi? Because we the people are with him. So we have power. Don't be only Oba Gofi become a political godfather or one billionaire. The people can come together and play that role. And the Southeast people have that chance now than any other region. Because one man control the whole vote. So waiting, who then give an I ain't go accept? Because Obi is not the kind of person that said you must do this, you must do this.
I agree. Whether anybody likes or not, Obi has the momentum behind him. And
so instead of politicians migrating, the people should determine who migrated.
That's very true. And I also like the fact that the top politicians in the East that we like, the people of artists, when I say we like, the Igbos like, because not every politician that the Igbos like. We know some that are there based on their northern connection. People like Engineer Baribe, the people from Abia, we like him. Because when it comes for time to speak on behalf of the Southeast, he does not hold his gun. Whether you like it or not, he will speak and speak well. So those people we don't mind, because those people are going to come back to the house. But people who have decided that we are nothing, like Ojus Okalu, who think that what he says must happen, he should go and learn lesson from what's this other guy? What's the guy from the Senate, the former Senate Speaker, Senate President, Ikwere Madu. Since we slapped him in Germany, he has not recovered. So let him go. Let them go and learn. You know, when I come to this place, I say this all the time. If there are people representing us and we are all one language, like when we went to slap that man in Germany, it wasn't a federal government problem. It's Igbos slapping Igbos. So it's not a problem. Okay? And then he didn't still learn lesson. And then the ghost of Igbo land took him to London and they put him where the same way they're going to put this man. And I will show you why they're going to put him also very soon in a very interesting place. This is why they're going to put him away very soon. You see him? You see him?
I know. This one, you should say this one will be AI. No be AI.
No. He went there and I had a meeting with him. He's not AI.
Well, but do you ever think that this man now could be asset of a higher power? Because every time they come, and my loyalty is to I'm an American first. My loyalty to American first. And then they be the main asset. So why he go there?
Whether he is or not, all we are saying is that Igbo land should be left alone. We have suffered too much. Let those who are working for us work for us. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okpara, welcome. You're also welcome. Oh, if you come back now, I want to introduce you. Can't run away.
The opportunity to go and run for election now, you will win. Obi is in charge. Mr. Ike,
welcome.
Go and run for election.
Welcome. Stay humble. Welcome, Sister Isi. Good to have all of you. Yes, the house is full.
You will win.
Yes. Okay. Okpara, what do you say so far? Let's start from there. What's going on in Abia State and how do you see it?
Yeah. Good evening once more. Ify, how are you doing? Yeah. Abia politics. I'm from Imo State. Good evening, sir. Stay humble. So the issue is that the issue with Abia.
Yeah, thank you.
Okwebele, my brother, I dey see you, I dey see your state. Your state, they want to put something for your state. Make una do something, oh, please.
They want for my governor, they not go succeed. We are triumph.
No problem. So, you know, other politics is it's not different from Imo politics. We are very unfortunate to have these people in high places of governance in Igbo land. Very, very unfortunate. Since this 1999 so-called democracy, I've not seen any governor from these 5 Igbo states that I can say, wow, well done, you know, kudos. None of them. None of them. And Ojos Okalo is, I think he should be the worst of them, followed by his, the Theodoji and then Ibazu. These 3 men are disgraced now. In a normal, in a Senate climb, they shouldn't have been even talking in the public. The last time I checked, Ojos Okalo was convicted and imprisoned. And as we speak, I have not heard that the president has pardoned him. He was, I think he spent 6 months in the prison and came out because, according to them, the judge that sentenced him was not the proper judge that's supposed to sentence him. That's how he came out from the prison. Technical issues. So, and such person went back to Senate. In fact, when he was in the prison, he was still receiving his salaries. This is the kind of society we are in. This is the Nigeria all of us are talking about, trying to make sure that it works, trying all our best. All the money we earn here, we spend it over there, hoping that one day we are going back and everything will be hallelujah. But look at the people that are in governance. All Jews are supposed not to be talking. Over here where I live, you can, in fact, a little scandal takes you out of, politics forever. How much more somebody who was imprisoned for defrauding the state? 6 months later, he came out, and he's still, in fact, I think he's the chief whip in the Senate. Now, God, by the mercy of God, Abia State got somebody now that at least we can say, wow, well done. You are doing a great job. We are proud of you. And look at the vultures gathering, the vultures. And we are recognizing them one by one because we know that vultures. Now they want to take away somebody that God blessed Abia with. They want to, send him away. They are doing all what they're doing because they believe in is money politics. They have the money, they have the judiciary, they have the INEC. That's why if you look at him when he speaks, that's all he boasts of. He's not boasting because the people of Abia love him. He's not boasting because he did wonderful job while he was governor of Abia State. No, he's boasting because he knows the system. You know that the system is crooked. The system is not straight. That is why he's boasting, telling a working governor that he will be one-time governor. These people, they don't even put the voters in any equation. They don't even regard them because they know that it doesn't work. I mean, voting doesn't count. That's why they do whatever they do. And again, you look at the followers, right? Those people who are following him, the elders, I saw that clip where they were doing that thing. And if you look at them, all of them are bought people, bought. They, give them 100,000 naira, 200,000 naira, which is 100 euros. They will follow you everywhere you go. My problem is that our youths, they have to wake up. Otherwise, they're going to serve Ojos Okalo, and their children will serve Ojos Okalo's children, and the cycle will be going like this until our youths wake up from their slumber, say enough is enough, forget about 1,000, 10,000, naira for vote, and then stand for righteousness, stand for what you see that is good. Otherwise, this thing will continue. These people you call in Abia State, in Imo State, in Anambra State, the past governor, the past senators, the whole Igbo land, these people supposed not to be walking on the street freely. You see what the northern youths are how they are dealing with their own people. But because they see that Igbo youths are very calm, they are not violent, they are very afraid. As Ojukwu, when Ojukwu was alive, he said, look, it's only in Igbo land you will see a policeman beating somebody and other people will be running. In the north, they'll gather and pursue the policeman. And that is what is happening until our youths wake up from their slumber, forsake these people, reject these people with their money, and then vote for their conscience, vote without fear, vote without taking money. Igbo land will remain like this. I pray that coming election will be different, because as long as what we are seeing here, I have a friend who lives in Umuahia. In fact, she was living in Lagos. She was living in Lagos and relocated back to Umuahia. And since then, she has never went back to Lagos.
Okay.
Thank you. She's telling me, she's telling me what this man is doing, that this man is a great person. He's doing a very good job. So anybody who is trying to remove him is making a mistake.
Let me tell you how what Alex Oti have done. My wife is not Igbo. My wife is from Shekiri. But right now, my wife is saying, if we need to go back, we'll go straight to live in Umuahia or in Enugu. We used to live in Abuja. Abuja is beautiful. But right now, because of what they are seeing, and then somebody who has been in the government of Abia State for more than 36 years, telling us I couldn't do anything, and now you want to come and begin to tell us what to do. And I want to say something to you, Okpara. No, hold on. The youths in Igbo land are not sleeping. There's a time we give you respect. Ndị Igbo na-atụ isikwa ma okenye emezie not supposed ime ekpuru nkata gwa ya okwu. So we have come to that point. That is why we slap this man got. He will remember the rest of his life.
Are you telling? You don't tell me what I know. Don't tell me what I know very well now.
So that's where we are now, because we have respected them and their age and everything, but they're not respecting themselves. If not,
and since then, they have been avoiding coming to Germany. Since that treatment, they have been avoiding coming to Germany. And this is what we mean when we say, why not we do it this way? Why not Igbo people or other people,
govern their people,
be on their own, so that we can treat these people the way we like. Treat them.
Yes,
because assuming that the Premier was a Yoruba person, we wouldn't have touched him, because the consequences would have been, very, very, very different. But we know that this man is our own, and let us handle him the way we're supposed to handle our own. That is why you saw there was no outrage much. There was no crisis in Nigeria. These people, until we teach them lesson, until we are not talking about killing them, no, but at least teach them lesson. Teach them lesson. They will never learn. Even before him, when Okrocha was the governor of Imo State, he was in London. I don't know if you saw that young man, that clip. That was Okrocha. Who came where Okrocha was giving lectures and called Okrocha, you were a criminal. Okrocha, you are a murderer. In London, it happened. People were like, what is happening? You called him, you are a criminal. What are you doing here? So this is what we're supposed to be doing for against these people. They loot us, they ruin our lives, they ruin our society, in fact, they destroy our society, everything. And then you see them here, coming here, their children are here, they have houses everywhere, and they live up our states, our region in desolate. We have to deal with these people. Otherwise, they will never learn lesson. And those people who are in America, finally, those guys who are in America, you guys are very, very docile over there, I'm telling you, because that's where they come. That's where they come and mess up the whole thing. In fact, so most of you that in America, you guys are what you are waiting for. Maybe I will be he'll come in to be a commissioner, or I'll be this and that. That is the problem you guys have in America. If you guys are going to deal with these people, they will stop coming to America. No, okay. Let me tell you, most of them are not coming to Europe anymore, or mostly in Germany.
Thank you so much.
Because they know that we're waiting for them here.
Thank you so much. All right, let me move on. Mr. Ike, welcome. You have heard the argument so far. What's your take?
Happy Sunday to every one of us today. And then one, if you can do give me, God bless you. Well, my first of all, let me say, it is only in Igbo land that people will gang up together, say that they don't need the president of Nigeria. It's only in Igbo land. It did not start today. Jim Wobodo, Korocha and their race, they did it against Ekweme 2 times. And they tried it in 2023 against Mr. Peter Obi, because they told us it was 4 people who were tweeting in a room. But when the tsunami came, all of them, the tsunami took all of them away. Oju, did he win his senatorial seat? Did he win that election? We know what happened. He never won. So, but that's by the way. My advice to Alexioti is concentrate on your good governance. Don't mind these vultures who are gathering themselves together. Past governors of Abia State, past legislators of Abia State, past senators of Abia State. These are the people that has failed the people of Abia State. So, you see, they gathered in Enugu, the gatherings of the vultures in Enugu, and that they declared that Igbos don't need president. They are for Asiwaju Tinubu for 2027. But I thank God, because the only thing that is constant is change. God has produced an Igbo man in the name of Mr. Peter Obi, who has taken over the Southeast. It is not by his own making, but it is a destiny and divined by God. And it doesn't matter whatever the gang up that people gang against Mr. Peter Obi. It didn't work in 2023, and it's not even going to work in 2027 is going to be worst with all their gathering. So I think that the people of Abia State are too wise to allow Oju Zokania and his people to do, they're just talking. And I know that the election is smart. And I think that the people of Abia State are with the government and people of Abia State. They know what the right thing to do. So for me personally, I think that I feel that he should not bother himself with the gang ups, because it's not going to work. The only thing I will advise Alexioti to do, that senatorial zone of Oju Zokano, ADC or Labour Party, whichever one, should look for somebody credible that will be able to challenge Oju Zokalo in that senatorial zone. And I'm going to bet my money to it. If ADC, or because the political game that is playing in Nigeria is not everything we have to talk on the screen. in between ADC and Labour Party, I would like a credible candidate to go between them and Orji Uzor in his senatorial zone. And let us see how he's going to survive, even with his federal might, you know. So I'm happy for Alex Otti. If you only begin to think about 2027 now, for me personally, I think that's where he's going to make a very great mistake. Because even the ground that those people, those vultures are gathered together is with Alex Otti. Even the air that people breathe in Abia State is with the governor and the people of Abia State. Even the water they drink is with Mr. Alex Otti. So the culture, the gods of the land, of Igbo land, the gods of Igbo land, and the gods of Abia State is with Alex Otti. And you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot, as long as the land where you are standing is against you, there is nothing you can do. And so I believe that for me personally, I am not bothered about Orji Uzor. It's not today that he has been talking. He said he did everything that Alex Otti is painting road. Okay, he's painting road. So let him continue to paint the roads, right? So other people, what they did for me in 2023, it made me to be a proud Igbo man. And I think that we have grown. And I think we are wiser now. And I think we are more solidified. And I think we have more structures now. And I think we have people now who can be able to say, the way we are going is the way we are going to go. So the gang up against Alex Otti, the gang up against Mr. Peter Obi, it did not start today. What happened in Just Convention during the time of Elise Ekwemi? Who are the people? Jim Wobodo, Governor Okorocha, and the rest of them. The second time, it is the same Jim Wobodo and their cronies. You know, people who turned against Mr. Peter Obi in Enugu State in 2023, from Nwodo family to Nnama and the family, where are they today? Politically, they have gone to oblivion. Now they are coming back to tell you now that 2027 is Mr. Peter Obi or nothing. So, you know, the wind that has blown in the southeast, that's why I said Mr. Peter Obi did not come on his own. He came at a time like this in the political space in Nigeria, and more especially in the southeast. So all their gang ups, Omahi and their groups, everything they are doing, at the end of the day, it will continue to keep to backfire, because whom the Lord has anointed, no man can curse. Right?
Thank you. All right.
That is where I'm going to end it. So no weapon fashioned against a righteous man that is going to stand. You know, so at the end of the day, the man who speaks for us we listen today is controlling the whole of Southeast. And wherever he stands, that's where we are going to stand. I raise my case.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peter Obi will obviously constantly remain as a beacon of light, whether anybody likes it or not. And that is where he stands right now. And just like you have said, it's not a man's making. It is the time that has been assigned to it, you know, and that is what it is. Full stop. Oh yeah, my brother, stay humble.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening,
unfortunately,
sir.
I missed Dr. Mo's
yeah, he's coming back in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, in 2 weeks' time. And
yes.
I overheard Dr. Damage saying that he stuck to the issue, you know, which was good, really, because otherwise people would just bombard him with questions regarding Tambuwal, Atiku, etc., people that we shouldn't be talking about. Anyway, you know, but it was good that he stuck to the issue of his chairmanship test, because our people are not, you know, don't like to stick to the rules. It's fine. We won't talk about Abia State because I think it's overflowed. It shouldn't even be talked about. The reason why some of these guys are still grandstanding is because you people give them audience. You spend hours talking about Orji Uzor, talking about Ibazu, etc. they have a lot of publicity, which people afford them. So why wouldn't they keep on harassing OT? But if you ignore them, yeah, they would know that they are not important. I think that's what we should adopt going forward. What I was going to talk about is about what went on in the last show. Where some people came out to say that their opinions should be respected, and yes, we can respect your opinion, but respecting your opinion does not mean that we can't challenge you if you're saying something spurious, something ridiculous, or something silly. If we had given the opinion of people who said we were wasting our time supporting Peter Obi, he wasn't going to go anywhere, it wasn't his time, etc., etc. Those same people wouldn't come back today to embrace Peter Obi and bow and pay all sorts of obeisance before him. So yeah, we respect your opinions, but we can challenge your opinions. So that's the message I want to pass to them this evening. And I was going to say that in the last, I think, 24 hours, 48 hours, a lot of things have been said about what happened to our sister, Chimamanda. Very, very sad, very ugly. That's just a metaphor for the Nigerian situation. It's happened to a whole lot of people. It's mostly down to negligence, and neglect. It's mostly down to neglect of the healthcare system by the government, because the least the government could do for Nigerians, the least is to provide free basic and secondary care and free education at all levels. That's the least, including basic amenities, water, roads, housing. That's the list. Then we now start talking about technology, etc., etc. Well, the least they could do to provide some of those basic things. Yeah, I will not comment on that till I get more information, because I've heard some people saying things like, why would they give propofol? Why would they give this and that? Yeah, I don't want to comment on that really, till I get more information, and then I can have my say about it. Regarding the coalition that they are putting together, it's quite unfortunate really that we've not been able to, that Nigerians, especially those in diaspora, who are the sleeping giants, not been able to put together a platform where credible Nigerians can actually run. They are still dependent. They're still infants, unfortunately. We are still infants. We, the diaspora people, and political infants, not being able to put together a platform where credible people can run. So we still depend on the ones put together by the old order. Unfortunately, that's the one available for our principal. And hopefully, because what they want to avoid is a situation where Mr. Atiku will run and then Peter Obi will run. So they fear that will divide the opposition vote. Hopefully, they give chance, reason, and logic, and give him the ticket. Regarding who the running mate will be, I wouldn't know. For me, the likes of Mr. Kwankwaso, Mr. Tambuwal, they don't impress me. I prefer Datti Baba-Ahmed, but above all those guys, all those other guys, Datti Baba-Ahmed is a gentleman. You know, he has good records. He's an entrepreneur. You know, few people can speak bad about him. You know, so I think he's very reasonable. The other guys have all sorts of mess in their kitchen, all sorts of rubbish. Their records are horribly dirty. Those are not the kind of people you present to Nigerians and say you won't change the system with. So hopefully they're able to get their acts right, really. But I don't see any future for Nigeria as you know, a conglomerate, to be honest. Yeah, I know that there are people here who are preaching to us about how they see hope in Nigeria. There was a day Dr. Damages asked us a question, and nobody was able to answer, to give any intelligent answer. That question was, what do you think about Nigeria in 50 years' time? Nobody expected that question. And since that day, I've been pondering on it. So for those saying that they see hope in the Nigeria, the same hope people say they saw 50 years ago, that's the same hope that the question Dr. Damages asked us in 50 years, that your children or grandchildren will say, oh, we'll keep on saying, we'll see some hope. And we hope that somebody comes in, you know, changes the system, etc. You know, if you've been trying an experiment for 65 years and it's not working, it's failing, you know, flat for you, why not do something else? What I would do is to bring the Nigerians together and say, look, have a conversation about how you want to live. And then they would take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah, but seriously, I don't see any hope.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes, you're not the only one. A lot of people don't see any hope, you know, because we cannot continue to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. That is madness. But maybe Sister Ivy has a better hope for us. And yeah, Ivy, you okay, you are shaking your head. What's the reason? You don't want to say anything?
Uncle KJ.
Ma?
Uncle KJ. I agree with that. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. My brothers, good evening. Happy New Year for the people I'm meeting for the first time this year. So I agree with everything everybody has said so far. With what Mazia Para said about Oju Zokalu, in a working country, Oju Zokalu should still be in jail and serve his 12 years in a working country. But of course, we don't have a working country. So what do you expect? I think the only argument or the only problem he has with it is because Oti refused to join APC. So they all came, you know, and started attacking him just because he refused. The problem with Nigeria is not even joining the APC party. Like I said, had it been Tinubu is doing well, he wouldn't even need to campaign for second term. We will all vote for him. But because he knows that, you know, he's not doing anything, and see what is happening in Nigeria. And like I told Omo yesterday, that Nigeria is in a disarray. Nigeria is in a complete disarray. It's just like we don't even have a government. We don't even know where our president is. I haven't seen any foreign leader come to Nigeria to spend a holiday. Once they visit Nigeria, either once or 2 days, or a night or 2 nights, they will be out. But we have a president that will, even Donald Trump don't even spend that much outside the United States. But our president, 2 weeks, we haven't heard from. He released a statement, I think after the New Year, like a New Year message or something like that. Of course, the same old he's been telling us since he got into office. So in general, I don't even know the way forward, to be honest with you at this point. Nigeria is a country, anybody will come and do whatever you want to do and get away with it. Nobody is held accountable. There is no accountability. Look at Yaya Bello now coming out to contest for election against Natasha. Is he not supposed to be in jail? Let's even talk about that. At one point, he used to be the youngest governor. I think he was governor at the age of 40 something, right? The youngest governor ever. And look at how he effed. Look at how Kogi is. Look at how Edo is. Look at Edo is bleeding. It's like my brother says, it's not only Edo, but the whole Nigeria. But I've never seen Edo like this. The other day, Mama P went and did a video about the drugs, infestation of drugs, and how people are ending up in a mental hospital. How did we get here? How did we get here? We don't even have a good hospital. Look at what happened to Adichie as child. Do you think she will ever bring her children back to Nigeria to visit? I don't know. If you ask me, I will say, I don't think so. Just for you to come down for Christmas. But like I told Omo yesterday, this is everyday poor man's life, every day happening in Nigeria. Just like Antonio Joshua. The reason why we heard about these two people is because they are celebrities. That's why we heard about them. As I'm talking to you now, somebody somewhere in Nigeria is dying due to negligence. And nobody will be held accountable. The highest Chimamanda we do is to sue the hospital. And after that's what's going to happen. They're not going to shut the hospital down. At most, they will settle in a monetary terms. And where do we go from there? What about the people who doesn't have anybody that can speak up for them? Who doesn't have? I have a friend. I don't know most of you who are on TikTok. She used to dance. She dances very well. A lot of people were thinking that she is pregnant, but she was pregnant, but she wasn't. She had a fibroid surgery, got complicated. She died, right? On today, there is no justice. Her sister is here with me here in Atlanta. A lot of people thought she went to do cosmetic surgery, which wasn't the case. Not fibroid, hernia surgery. So, I mean, I don't even know the way forward. We don't have healthcare. We don't have education. We heard about the one VDM went to Morocco and interviewed some students who went there to study international. I think they are international students or something. The government cannot even pay their school fees, accommodation. I had one of the students process. Must you send them to go to another country to study? If you cannot sustain them, why did you even start it? Why not leave them in Nigeria and pay for their school fees in Nigeria? Must they go outside the country to go and study? But all of their children, all of them, they are studying outside the country. This is African country. We don't even want anything. The only time I bring out my passport is when I'm going to Nigeria. That's the only time I remember that I have a Nigerian passport. Any other country, you can't bring it out. Because they might even, the immigration officers might even shoot it in your eyes and shove it in your mouth. Because that's how our politicians, that is how much they have degraded Nigeria as a country. We don't have no respect anyway. Even Chad can talk to us. Every other country in this whole world can talk to us anyhow. And we are giant of Africa. But we don't have anything to show off for it. President out of the country, we haven't heard from the vice. It's like we don't have leadership in Nigeria. Who is in charge of this country called Nigeria? 200, almost 300 million people. Who is actually in charge? When Dr. Mo was here, I was driving, I heard some people asking him where the president, how will he know? He's not in the government. How are you going to ask him where the president is? If he's in the government, then he'll be able to tell you. If you want to know where the president is, ask the people in power. And for him to get to that, national politics, he has to start from somewhere. I disagree with a lot of you people, a lot of people when they were talking to him and all that stuff. Somebody got to do the job. Yes, I understand what is going on. But if you feel that he cannot do it, you go and contest, and we will support you. Somebody got to do the job. The only problem I have in Nigeria is that, we are not united. And let me break your heart, and this is one thing I will keep saying. We will never be united. Disintegrate the country. Let the South be on, let the North be on their own, let the West and East be on their own. If I cannot comfortably go to Northern states and find a job, then there is nothing like one Nigeria. If I cannot comfortably go to Lagos State and find a job in the government parastatals, there is nothing like one Nigeria. Likewise, Yoruba, Hausa coming to the Southeast to look for jobs. There is nothing like there is nothing like one Nigeria. In fact, in some places, I cannot even go to Enugu and get a job at Enugu State Parastatals. So why are we even lying to ourselves and deceiving ourselves? We are not united. So in my own opinion, let everybody go their way. Get your resources, develop your area. I saw yesterday, I think somebody of Delta State has said that share all these oil companies. Can you imagine Delta Rivers? The country was in for literally for how long? In Port Harcourt. And I'm like, where is the oil money? I didn't see anything. Everywhere dirty. They're talking about roads. When people talking about wicked built road, I was looking to see the roads. I still cannot even see anything. I don't know how it was before he took over. Look at what Wike is doing in Rivers. And people are still clapping for him. Women, mothers are still throwing their wrappers on the floor, on the ground for him. Likewise in Abia State, mothers are throwing their wrappers on the floor for Ojuzo Carlo and somebody, the other Carlo guy, Benjamin Carlo, I think his brother. When are we going to get sense? Where is future? And I keep saying it. The last time I came back in December, I wasn't happy. Why? Because they held me hostage at the airport and asked me to pay 6,000 naira because I carried a dry fish. I said, why? Unless you're gonna quarantine me. And I asked them, the fish that is leaving the country, the people that should be worried are the people that are bringing the fish to their country. They are not worried. But you in Nigeria, you won't give me a receipt. I said, give me government account to pay. You did not give. I said, give me a receipt. You did not give me the receipt. The lady got the audacity to tell me that if I don't pay, then I should carry it back. And these are the people. In my head, I'm like, how much would your salary be? Pata 200,000. That's if you reach 200,000. Pata. And for how long? Tomorrow, if you people will go to church and praise God. You see where I have problem with religion. We are our own worst enemies. It's not the politicians. It's me and you. Because if me and you are united, we will rise against these politicians. And that's why they know. And that's why Wike and all of them will come out and do what they want to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ify. I appreciate your contribution. Unfortunately, that's the Nigeria that we have. That's the Nigeria we're living in. Yes, Jagun.
Thank you, and good evening again from me.
Opening remarks. So,
yes, sir. I'll make it as brief as I can, even though you've not.
Go ahead. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you where we are, not because I want you to make it short.
Very good, sir. Ify, greetings. Again, nice to see you in 2026 as all panelists. I pray for our strength, our sense of justice and righteousness in going forward. My brother KJ, no be easy. This is our Nigeria situation, man. You know, I since its beginning, ADC, I've never appreciated what it's about. They said it's about giving some level of what they call it, countenance. What's the term again? Opposition to the present APC government. As I said, I'm not going to be mentioning too many of these names that mean nothing because they're doing nothing there. The whole country is top heavy with politicians and politics. Meanwhile, the groundwork is not taking place at all, which I don't know why we as Nigerians don't identify that as a serious problem. Can't have, a million politicians, running 10,000 citizens, which is, how the country seems. And a million politicians that are just doing absolutely nothing apart from receiving money. The way I see ADC, it's where a pack of wolves, devils, and demons have gone to collect themselves. So I really don't appreciate where Obi is going to find himself there. I don't like it at all. And largely, I've lost my respect for him because he's done nothing really to build over the last couple of years to build a political opposition to what he knows is at hand, which is what I would expect any sensible person in his position to have done. He hasn't done that. What he has done is I don't know. I don't believe in this kind of politics. It's not, to me, it's not real. It's just the same over and over again. There's no change. You've gone to join bandits, and then you're telling us that we need to respect you. I can't. I personally can't. Whoever in Nigeria wants to understand this, Ovie always says something. You have to understand the politics before you get involved, and I respect that view. But I can tell you, I don't understand it. I do not understand the way Nigerian politics works. It works only for criminals. Anytime I see any change in Nigeria, I look at it, I can really see how a criminally minded individual can gain advantage in this new change of politics or in this new apparition of politics. It's a disaster. It's a disaster just waiting to happen. Just have to wait. When you get the same again, when you get more repetition, then you might wake up. I can guarantee you, whatever happens, if they do 2027 elections, whoever wins, let's say for argument's sake, it's ADC, you are not going to receive any change. None. Nothing. Zero. Mark my words, you people that are looking for stupid people to run your government, a revolution is needed. I'm saying it again. The way a revolution should be conducted is that everybody in the country stops working for a good season. As we come to this year, and then it's between September 2026 and March 2026, everybody should just stop working. We are not going to work because we don't believe in a 2027 election, and this is what the people of Nigeria are saying. And then we itemize what it is that we are saying. I'm telling you, it will shake Nigeria to the bone. And then we would not necessarily elect, but position an interim government for the next 2 years. This interim government would be responsible for writing a new constitution, for figuring out and dusting out all the problematic issues that are oppressing Nigeria. We work out what we are going to do for our civility and the common decency of every individual man, woman, and child in that country. We need to restore dignity. The country has no dignity. We're just doing whatever it is we want. We're behaving. We had Donald Trump before Donald Trump ever came to any presidency. Donald Trump seems to be bullying the world. And in the last, God knows how many Nigerian presidents have just bullied Nigeria and any other space that they would like to bully. It's the same rubbish. I don't know why we don't see it. I don't know why we feel as though there is something in politics or the politicians that we currently have that's going to change the way we behave in that country. It's not going to happen. It's simply not going to happen. It's just understanding that we believe as a people, we are believers, and we believe in any kind of rubbish. That's what it tells me. There are times when people speak about religion. I don't like the word religion, and I don't use it because it's a bastardized word in itself. With people that follow religion are bastards in themselves. I say this for this position that there's a difference between spirituality and religion. In religion, you look outwards and you look for what others are doing in order to join them in praise and worship. That's how religion works, whether you like it or not. You look outside. In the spirit, you have to look inside. And it's inside that you would find God. for real, you would find him. And if you are obedient as a human being, you would know how to direct your life. You would know what righteousness is. We don't behave in any righteous or dignified way. We behave like animals. I don't know who wants to argue with that, but if you want to argue with that, go and argue to yourself. We behave like spineless individuals. We behave like we don't have spine. We can't stand up because we're afraid. We are afraid. You know, again, Ovier, excuse me, because I'm going to talk about my own personal, my own personal story again, my brother. You see, I'm so personal, Ovier. I must tell you, I'm so personal because I'm involved. I'm involved in this madness, and I've been involved for an awfully long time, and I've seen too much. And the examples of what I've seen are within my family, within my circumstances, within my circle. That's where I have to find them. And when I speak to another Nigerian, they would agree that this thing is truly happening. It is with, as you say, Ovier, because I don't want to be sword fencing with you this year. You know, I don't. You put out to me Happy New Year, and I took it on board, my man. You remain my champion. You understand? So I'm saying to you that this thing is personal. I do not like what happens to my heart when I hear about the Nigerian circumstances. I'm not happy. It's my heart that I'm dealing with, though. Mine. So I put it to you like this. Yesterday night, I had a dream. And I was being my vociferous self. And the person I was directing my passion towards, he was unafraid because he had people backing him. So this guy, he now went to get some big boys for me. I wasn't expecting it, even within the dream. They surrounded me, my brother. They were even towering over me, some giant muscular individuals. This is the dream. Bruh, I can't lie, I had panic in my spirit with bigger bullies than me around me. But then I had something else. Bruh, I stared them down, I stared them down. And you know, dreams, I can't direct dreams. They come and they are as they are. You know what I mean? When I woke up from this dream, I was happy with myself, I can't lie. I can't lie. Because I was afraid. I was scared. So I don't trust Nigerians. We are going to go through panic. We are going to go through fear. But we've got to stand up. We can't just sleepily watch this thing happening above our heads. We cannot. We can't afford it. We can't afford it for ourselves within Nigeria. We can't afford it for what Nigerians have to offer the world. I would end myself there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Jagun. Thank you. Anybody following your trend of thought, we see the picture clearly that we are in a place of decision.
AJ, information, sorry, if you can allow me.
Yes, sir.
I want to chip into something Jagu said.
Okay.
My brother Jagu,
Yes,
as a Nigerian, you can't be frustrated, you can't be angry, also you can also get offended with people's certain decisions in their political journey. Like as you said about Mr. Peter Obi. Let me tell you something. In the political space in Nigeria we have today, there is no political party that Mr. Peter Obi will go that this government will allow that party to survive. Either the political party, the last political party they wanted to register, ADA, that was the political platform Mr. Peter Obi wanted to use. But among the whole political party that asked for registration, it was this other and one or two other political parties made the cutoff mark. At the end of the day, they refused to register other. Why? They said the address they gave is not the same address that they have as their headquarters. That was the reason. Let me give you another reason. Labour Party has been Labour Party is in every court in Nigeria. After 1 week, Mr. Peter Obi left Labour Party. INEC came out and said that Abure is no more the national chairman of Labour Party. Even after the Supreme Court has ruled, INEC told us that they were studying the ruling for more than 1 year. After 1 week, Mr. Peter Obi left the Labour Party. The same INEC told us now that Abure is no more the chairman of Labour Party. Why? Because Labour Party wanted to submit a candidate for this AMAC election in Abuja, because the INEC rejected their candidate. When they wrote INEC told them, yes, because you don't have national executive anymore, because Abure is no more your chairman. This is the same INEC that have refused to recognize that Abure is no more the national chairman of Labour Party before the coming of Nana Usman. So, Mr. Peter Obi is, I don't want to say too much here. We are in open space, because what I'm telling you, I am not just an obedient. I am not just an obedient member, but I have certain information I'm not going to give you here. There is no, you see, this ADC Mr. Peter Obi is right now. Already, this ADC already, they have already started sabotaging ADC already. The only thing, let me end like this. The only person, the political space in Nigeria today that the APC doesn't have solution to him is Mr. Peter Obi. If you go to government of Nigeria today and the APC, they have a department of Mr. Peter Obi. Just for Mr. Peter Obi, my brother. So, sometimes in politics, you make certain decisions that a lot of people will not understand. So, I want you to, you can't be angry with Mr. Peter Obi. I don't hold grudges against you. But I just try to give you these few things. That's why I'm not going to say much here. But I want you to know that the only person, this government in power in Nigeria is afraid of this election of 2027 is Mr. Peter Obi. How many times do you hear people talking about Atiku? How many times do you hear people talking about El-Rufai? How many times do you hear people talking about Amechi? How many times do you hear people talking about all the whole politicians you think you know in Nigeria? The only way you can sell your newspaper, the only way you can sell your magazine, the only way you can sell anything in your national television is wake up in the morning and say Mr. Peter Obi is a fool. And that will trend, both online and everywhere. So, what am I trying to tell you? There is something in this man. And those people who the cabals, those people who we are talking about them every day here, who knows and who feel that Nigeria belongs to them, they know why they don't want this man to go there. They know, and you don't know, and I don't know, but they know. So it's not really. If you want to get, I was last 2023. I was almost losing it, but I came back to understand, knowing that I'm a Nigerian, knowing that we know the kind of politics that is being played in Nigeria, knowing that it's not easy to get where you want to get, but because of what happened in 2023, those 4 people they said that were tweeting in the room, they gave us 6 million plus vote, even though we know that Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi get up to 10 million votes. He won that election. Everybody know. If you, INEC told you the complete figure of.
I'm really sorry. I didn't want to disturb you, but I got to ask you a couple of questions, and they go like this: the fact that we know, the fact that me and you know that the election was stolen, and Peter Obi won that election. I agree with you. And I would just like to say, I'm not angry. This is not, you don't hear me anger. This is not anger. I'm speaking about my respect for people's mind and how it works. Tell me, the Datti Obi ticket that we all believed in, firstly, respected Obi for his consciousness and what he wanted to do. Secondly, his running mate in Datti, bruh, we had the respect that we had for that guy. It's not easy. He was is a stalwart, a standstill man. He's even coming like he's a brigadier of one kind or the other. The way he comes across. Now, this is a working ticket to the population of Nigerians that voted for him. Why split? Why split something that's working? One,
Okay.
two.
Can I answer you?
Two. Wait, I haven't finished. I want you to continue. Because as I say, I'm not angry. I'm conscious. That's the difference. Even if I'm angry, it will be anger with consciousness. It won't be just raw, emotional, idiotic anger. No, I don't do that. Now, I put it to you again. How is it that you maintain your dignity when you are moving and shaking with those devils, beasts, demons who have destroyed Nigeria? Or I'm asking a serious question. I understand all these complexities that you're speaking about, but I'm asking a serious question. How do you go and sit next to what could easily be your enemy and tell me that you are campaigning with these heap of bastards? That's my question, sir. Those are my questions.
Okay, first of all, let me let you know. I'm telling you that Mr. Peter Obi and Datti Baba-Ahmed have never split. There is no split.
I see.
And there is not going to be any split. That is one fact I want to put before you here. There is no split between Mr. Peter Obi and Datti Baba-Ahmed. The politics of chess game that is going on in Nigeria, because that's what APC want. And we want to play that chess game politics. So disabuse your mind. Mr. Peter Obi and Datti Baba-Ahmed are still the same two people. They don't have any problem. There is no split. That's one. Two.
I must tell you, I don't understand that. You can continue, but I don't understand what you're saying.
You would. That's what I'm telling you. Nigerian politics is too difficult for a lot of people to understand. Because
okay, I admit.
That's why you don't like Nigerian politics, because it's not like where you and me is living. That the politics they play is different from the kind of politics that we play, right?
I have a comment here, please. Look, my brother Ike, what I understood, what Jawan is talking about, it's not about Peter Obi or Datti, or he's talking about the system. The system is so rotten. I said it last 2023 election. In WhatsApp where I was, they kicked me out, and most of them were Igbos. They kicked me out of the place. I told them that Peter Obi is a good person, but he's not going to win the election. That even if he won, they won't give it to him because of the system. I understood this man very well. The system is rotten. Mark it today. By the grace of God, next year we're coming here again to be discussing what happened. The system is rotten. This election is supposed not to be hold. Stop this election, clean up the system, and then let's move forward. How can you conduct the election in this kind of circumstances? The INEC belongs to the president. The judiciary belongs to the president. All the whole police belongs to the system, to the presidency. The DSA belongs to the presidency. How can you conduct election in this kind of manner, in this kind of situation? And you expect the opposition to win?
Can I answer you?
Excuse me. Jonathan just left power because he's a peacemaker. In Nigeria, nobody is going, no incumbent president is going to give you power because of the system is rotten, is corrupt system. Thank you.
So how do we clean up the system?
Wait, my brother. Let me
I've said it now. I've said it. You know. Wait. If I may, I beg your pardon, brother Ike. Brother Ike, I beg your pardon. I just need to address this. Wait. Let me. Yeah. Keep the question in your mind. It's going to be very.
Your question, my brother.
No. It's going to be very short. I'm sorry, brother Ike. I'm sorry, Mazi. Stay humble. You know. Anyway, I will leave that aside. Your question is apt. How do we clean up this system? I've said it. It may seem crazy, but it's how you do this thing. The country and its citizens quit. We quit the nonsense. That's how we do it. We say no more. We have had it for this amount of time. No more. No further. No. We are not going to do an election in 2027 because, as Mazi has said, this is not any atmosphere to do anything that maintains this structure of madness. We are in madness. No, let me just complete. With that, we tell Nigerians, Nigeria, we are stopping as we are citizens. We are valid. We are valuable. We are going to stop work. The only people that do any kind of work are farmers, so that we maintain a way to eat. The rest is down to discussion. We're really going to speak about this thing called Nigeria and what the F it's supposed to be.
Okay.
We are now going to, as a people, appoint an interim government. This is not a voted government. This is an appointed government for 2 years. And in those 2 years, their job, what they need to do, we will itemize it. We will give it to them. We will change Nigeria. Otherwise, we continue with the same rubbish. I don't know what you expect in 2027 when everybody votes. The person who won, if they don't like them, they rig them out, and then the same system maintains itself. That's what's going to happen. Are we stupid? I do not want us to fall into the same. You see, you personally said you have no hope. You see no hope. What do you see? What you see is what I've just explained. Nothing.
Can I come in?
KJ, you come in. If you will allow me to answer my brother, but if you don't want, you can continue.
No, go ahead. I don't have a problem with you answering.
Okay.
Good man, allow him.
My brother Mazo, but everything you have just said now is what APC and the government want you to believe and say. That is not possible to, it's not going to work. And that is the politics they want you to play. That is what they want you to believe. And you have fallen into it because you have made up your mind that no matter whatever we do, it's not going to work. The same thing somebody was talking about Moses when he come here. They were saying, oh, the connection is not good. Maybe instead of more talking about the refuse and whatever that is happening in Abuja, he should talk about the communication of Abuja. Somebody was saying that it's not going to work. It cannot work. And I love what Ovie said that time. Ovie said, listen, what else do you think Mo can do? He went to the basis of Nigerian politics. He went to the local government to contest local government. He already had a political figure in Mr. Peter Obi. Do you want him to go to the Senate or you want him to go to the House of Representatives? Politics is not only played in those levels. What of the local level? That's where he has gone, right? So, my brother Mazo, but no matter how your frustration will take you to, your statement of conclusion and your statement of conviction is what is going to be trending on those people who do not want that system to be overhauled. That rotten system you are talking about. This is what they want you to speak, so that they will continue. You see the daughter, you see the son of Oyesonwike following him now. Somebody who just finished school. He is going to become a member of the House of Representatives tomorrow. After his father, he will be ruling you. He will become your House Representative member. That's what they want you to believe. And I'm talking like this before KJ take over.
My brother,
2027. Let me finish. Let me hand over to KJ. 2027. It's not going to be 2023. I raise my case. KJ.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well, I think we can move now. You guys have exhausted this. We can move. We can actually move. But I also just want to say this. Jagu, I like your suggestion, but why is not going to work? There was a time that the Nigerian Bar Association decided to take a stand against the federal government. At that time, it was the Buhari's government, right? It divided in fact, the union moved against that and decided that they're going to form their own Northern People's Nigerian Bar Association for Northern people, because they feel that whatever they were doing was against the North. They divided the NBA. NBA started becoming political from that point onwards. Okay, that's one. The other time, there was another time that this kind of thing happened, and the people also took a stand. It was another group of people that took a stand because they thought it was going to be against their people. I'm trying to remember that. I thought I wrote it down, but I've forgotten. So every time we make a move and say, let us come together, let us move, and let us say we'll bring an end to this, they will say no, because it's our people that is there. So we cannot agree with that arrangement. So if we say let's shut down Nigeria and let us put an interim government, which is what what's his name now, the lawyer who was there at the beginning of Nigeria independence was Obakoba, have suggested that many times, that they should have a national government, Obakoba, where they will have a national government. Yes, and then select people who will handle the country and revisit every aspect of national life, and then after that, hold election. But you see, once you introduce that, they will say, because the Yoruba man that is there now, Hausas want to spoil the politics. Oh, because this Yoruba man that is there now, Igbos want to spoil the politics. So this is what has kept us where, which is what was. This is what has kept us divided.
Can I ask you, KJ, if I may? KJ, if I may, what you say is fantastic, in that it reminds us that common sense has taken place in our country, and we have missed the opportunity. It doesn't say that we shouldn't try again. You say why it wouldn't work. You see, the examples that you have given are examples that we need to look at and understand how these people are adamant that they must spoil Nigeria, which is basically what it is. When I say these people, I will blame the big three. I'll blame the North, the Hausa in this case. I'll blame the West, the Yorubas. I'll blame the East, the Igbos. If the three of us are mindful of our big footprint upon Nigeria, our oppression upon Nigeria and Nigerians, why is it there are 500 nationalities, if you like, in the country? Why don't we bring the smaller ones and back them? We back them. We back them based on consciousness. Look, bruh, it's only our fear and suspicion that is killing us in that country. Fear and suspicion. We need not be afraid. We, as people, are the owners of that country. When I'm in my village with my people, I feel so much ownership, so much love. Bruh, by the time I'm driving into the village, bruh, my people, they start running behind the car until they reach my grandmother's house. I get out, everybody's celebrating. That is not only done for me, that is done for any indigene of that village, because we love ourselves. However, when I'm outside of the village, whilst Nigeria carries a lot of love, sometimes the suspicion that we have for each other. And it's all these small things that are spoiling our country. We've got to stand up. We've got to, and we've got to make sure that the small man can be seen. Because the way it is in that country, the small man is invisible. Get out of the way, Joe. You see how that one man slapped his houseboy or his driver was talking to him the other day? Just the way we behave for common people. It's the most rude. We're the most rude in doing. There's no country that does it worse than Nigeria when it comes to oppression.
Let's make traction. And
Yes,
I thank you for your contribution. And again, I want to also call your attention to the latest one, which is just like yesterday. The answers. What ended the answers was the government decided to divide the answers in tribe. Okay, and the youth themselves couldn't hold. In fact, when they continued to mount the stop press at the gate, okay, they decided to move away from Abuja, I mean from Lagos, and use the Abuja guys, okay, to now declare that this thing have now been spent out of hand, and they destroyed everything right from that point going forward. So what am I trying to say? We need to be more strategic than what we are now if that move is going to work. But I tell you the truth, looking at Nigerian politics, it will just be that they will find one group to blame for trying to run down that other government, that person's government, and that will be it. There'll be heavy high-handedness from government's portion quotas to deal with that group that is suspected to be the one trying to bring down that government. And
please, because I just 1 minute. If you want this Nigeria to work, it's very simple. But those people who are benefiting from the society, they don't want it. For example, when Buhari was the president of Nigeria, we are talking about restructuring. Everywhere was restructuring. In fact, there was a campaign restructuring. What do you call it now? A handshake across the Niger. Everywhere was restructuring. Now, even the North, they refused. They said, no. It is why always when we are in the government, you start this restructuring something. The current vice president even opened his mouth and said, restructure my food. What are we restructuring? Now, the Yorubas, now that they are now gotten the power, all of a sudden, the restructuring is no more in Nigeria, a topic. That is the deceit we have in Nigeria. If you want to make Nigeria work, why not we stand on one thing and say, okay, this system we have been practicing since the independence of Nigeria, or let's say since we got power back to power from the military. Why not 25 years is not working? Why not we sit down and restructure the system, make it constitutional, that every geopolitical zone must produce a president or a vice president. Make it a constitutional, very simple, than going around all the system.
Okay.
Next year will be another election. Okay. In 4 years' time, we'll be talking about another thing. They are not serious. They don't want to make Nigeria work.
Okay.
The campers, they don't want it. If they want it, Nigeria is very simple to rule. Make everything constitutional and rotational. Simple.
Okay. Thank you so much. You all have been wonderful. We are going, really fast. Ovie, if you can wait for me to talk to Tony. If not, you can take 3 minutes. If 3 minutes is good enough for you. If not, I'll talk to Tony before coming your way.
No, let Tony go. Let Tony go.
All right. Mr. Tony, you're welcome. I also welcome my brother Maska and my brother John Abba, and welcome back. Stay humble. Right. We have been dealing with the issue of what Mo said. So you can circle to what Mo said and then bring his thoughts into bear to what you're going to say. Or is the politics going to favor people like Mo who apart from being very strategic, yet have no firepower when it has to do with war chess, which is most what Nigerian politics are used to constantly remain people like Ojus Okalo in power. Will Mo be able to match such people at the FCT, especially where we have a madman called Mr. Wike running amok in the FCT? What do you think is going to be the strategy that someone like Dr. Mo should apply in order to overcome the obstacles before him?
Thank you, KJ. Greetings, everybody. My brother Ovie, you live long, you live long. Thank you so much. I don't listen to you. I think if like say today, do that thing because you're sharp. Okay, and greetings to those in the comment section. First of all, Mo is running against about 16 candidates. And it's not going to be easy. But one thing that gladdens my heart is that he's starting from the grassroots. He didn't go for House of Rep or Senate, as we see Wike, trying to
help his little boy who just came out from school, who doesn't know anything about politics. So sad. But I think that he has associated himself with Obi for so long. So I think that there is an example that he can copy. First of all, when we say that there's a system, unfortunately, there's no system in Nigeria. Because if there's a system, we won't have the impunity that we're having all over the place. We won't have profligacy, we won't have all kinds of nonsense that's happening. That's not a system, because what we see is not a system. It's absolute chaos. But we see someone who is trying to put a system. I want to use Governor Alex Otti as an example. First of all, you look at the circumstances in which he became a governor. He had tried previously, he failed for whatever reason. And then, this last time that he tried, thank God for Professor Nnenna. He would have been denied again. So it tells you a message that once you have a vision, you must keep fighting for it. Okay, once there's something that you are determined to do, you must stay focused and you must stay ready to fight for it. Okay, we saw it even with Buhari. Not a fan of Buhari. We saw it with Buhari, and he fought so long. Come on.
Sorry.
We saw it with Buhari. I'm sorry, and he fought for a long, long time until he came there. So there's something that our politicians have to learn, and that is the fact that you have to keep on it. You don't have to be discouraged. That's the only way you succeed. But having said that, let me just use Alex as an example. Today we hear 3 governors, former governors from the state, gang up against him, saying one of them saying that he will retire. And why are they saying that? In 2001, Governor Ojikalu signed the Pensions Act for governors, retired governors, for retired and their deputies. And that law, which was signed and endorsed by the State House of Assembly, empowered the state to pay 100% of the annual basic salary of the incumbent governor to ex-governors. So as if you receive the same entitlement and benefits as if you are a serving governor for life. That includes a house or houses in Abia, in Abuja, cars, benefits for servants, for wife, for dependent leave, medicals, and so on and so forth. That will be paid to them, just if you have served for 4 years or 8 years. And meanwhile, there are pensioners since 2014, who have retired and their outstanding benefits have not been paid. But the ex-retired governors must be paid. And this man comes to say, no, we have to put a system in place. And if you serve for 8 years and you moved on to become a senator, you cannot be being paid as a senator and also be receiving this thing from the state. It does 36 years somebody has served, and someone who has served just for 8 years or 4 years comes and is receiving, something for life that we don't even know, we can't even calculate. I think that is evil. That is criminal. So for people like that to gang up, to say they want to pull the governor down because he's trying to do the right thing, I find it extremely disturbing. And so he's putting a system in place, and people are seeing it and they're testifying to the good work that he's doing. So when you see the problem is when you see people like Mazopara is saying that it's not possible. It's possible because Oti has demonstrated that it's possible for us to make things to work if we're focused and if we're determined, and no matter the threats that you're coming through. So I think that for our brother, Mo, Oti should be his guide at the local level, at the grassroots level, He should have focus, he should be determined, and he should be ready to serve and to stand whatever obstacle that is standing on his way. And ultimately, with time, the people will see it. And so all these things about structure or no structure don't matter. For me, it doesn't mean anything. It's your vision and your determination to fight through and to make sure there's success. That's what I just want to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Tony. And I like what you said. And I also want to address those who think Dr. Mo is not a pushover. Dr. Mo is, he's just framing to be nice. You can see. I will qualify who Dr. Mo is by an Igbo adage that says that eruo eba na hummo ma hummo, at least you can motor in other words, if you get to a place where they see ghosts and you don't see ghosts, at least you will get small what do they call them, goose pimple on your body. If it gets to the time that Mo have to prove that he is who he is, when I go see now, I know him properly and he's a very nice gentleman, but he also, when he gets to taking the bull by the horn, he doesn't shy back. I know some of the work he has done, even though it's in a different department, but I know some of the work he has done, and he's quite popular in Abuja. I have two people I know very well running for this thing, but Mo is the person I would defer to more than the other people, because those other people decided to deviate and join the ruling party to get some of the largesse. And since they joined the ruling party, they are no longer talking what they should be talking. So I can say without any contradiction that Mo is of a different breed, and he has a lot of political gladiators who are no nonsense behind him. All right, having said that, let me hear from Masker, and of course go on to hear from Janaba, and stay humble, and then I'll go to my brother Dr. AYA, the guy who is promoting the governor of Edo State. All right, let's hear from you, Masker.
I don't get another project now. I get another project.
Okay, we'll talk about that when we get your turn. All right, Masker, go ahead.
KJ, you normally do your framing, so what's the frame?
No, okay. Now we are not framing anything right now. We are discussing the fallout of Dr. Mo's interview, and what is the best approach that can help him, be able to break through this crocodile infested waters of the FCT with a man like Madman Nyesen Wike, who has decided to say that whoever is coming, we have to face him and all that. So you live, FCT, so you know the AMAC Municipal Area Council and the kind of people that are around there. What is the obstacle you think that he is going to have with what is coming with?
I don't think he would have major obstacles. The only obstacle, luckily enough for him, is now truly distracted, because the current FCT minister, what's her name now? This lady. And by the way, Ify, good to see you. So what's this lady's name now?
Ajia.
She's technically speaking, I would say they all belong to the same group, even though they're swinging between Labour Party and ADC, but I believe they belong to the same group. She actually won under the banner of Labour Party on the back of Peter Obi. So I am not going to be surprised if he wins, and basically because the only person that would have given him a good challenge would have been what's his name now? This guy that is the current FCT minister, Wike. But Wike now is also running for his political life, because he needs to concentrate on Rivers State. So and this election is not far off. I don't think it's not too long from now that they will hold the election. So I'm pretty confident this guy would win the election. I don't see so much challenge for him. sincerely speaking. So
February
that's
21st is the election date. February 21st.
so by that time, Peter Wike would fully still be engrossed with the politics of Rivers State. So the chairmanship election would be too small for him even to really worry about, you know. How much is their budget, sincerely? So I don't see any problem with the guy winning, because the most difficult part, like I keep saying, the real challenge with our politics is the primaries. This guy have scaled the primaries of ADC. So I don't see major issues with him. Amak is not something that you really need so much money. It's a place where half of the people are enlightened. All you have to do is do posters here and there, go to what's the name of this Brekete family, talk to people. It's not going to be a complicated issue. And I don't think his challengers are well known, because even off the top of my head, I can't remember any one of them. Even the APC guy and even the PDP guy, I don't think they are credible. It's not like there's a household name that he's not going against a household name, so to speak.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, Janaba, we are welcome. Earlier we had discussed with or talked with Mo, Dr. Mo, who is also a contestant right now in AMAC. AMAC is Abuja Municipal Area Council, which is the most of the municipal area catch, which is what Masker have said. They are a very enlightened group of people. He has very little communities to deal with. Okay, and the communities around the AMAC area is not that many with population. So any candidate who is going to be able to take the day will be someone that the people understand and like whatever he's putting forward. But we're saying with this also, and with Nyesin Wike, who believes the theory of Tinubu, which is that what money cannot do, more money will do it. Do you think he can use money to dissuade people from being able to bring this young man into play? This, who bring this young man into the position where he can bring a change. You know why I'm speaking about Dr. Mo? He's not greedy. I've known him for years. In fact, I know him even much before he got his biabia. So he's somebody that has been consistent. I don't know of tomorrow. I'm talking about today. And so we have been around trying to bring community development around the FCT and all that. He has done a lot of work. I don't want to go ahead and praise his work, but he's somebody that the FCT people know. And do you think he can make a change? What's your stake in the first place? And do you think he can make a change?
Thank you, KJ, and fellow panelists for being here. Of course, anybody can make a change. Change can either be positive or negative. But hopefully, you make a change for good. My reason of coming on the show is listening to all the conversation and where we are in 21st century, our expectation from our leaders, the low bar we set, and then we expect them to deliver or to do anything different is what I'm disappointed in. We set so much low bar. We talk about politicians like they are different from each other, and then we wonder why they don't deliver because of they psychologically size us and they know that we can't hold them accountable. Someone asked, he said, I think Marge said, I just put it in a simple way, tear down the house. And somebody said, how do you tear it down? And who will tear it down? So I think that that will be the conversation. All that we are having there is taking us to nowhere. And no Peter Obi, no Atiku, nobody is taking anybody anywhere. It's a Chicago journey. And if that is what our expectation is, then it's a long walk to freedom. That is my own disappointment that we are still talking about all those small things. This person will come and do that. It's one of us that become a politicians. And if we have this mentality in 21st century when the world advanced to a certain degree that we are still playing catch up, where our infrastructure is, even the one that was built is decay, is not working. Hospital is like a mortuary. Flying is like you're on life support. Road is a death trap, and citizens are just expecting once politicians. No, it's a citizens that rise to the challenge. And how did they rise to the challenge is the question. And if you rise to the challenge, what do you do that make the politician fear the consequences of the citizens' action against them? What will they do? And when we are all playing the game of somebody dying going to heaven and somebody dying going to have more vision on the other side, then it's a long walk to freedom. I think we need to change our approach from this low mentality of low bar expectations, and then they will now know that the citizens are serious. Um, I hear people say antecedent, go check antecedent. Which antecedent that one governor, one president have in Nigeria that is taking us from point one to B or point one to two? And why did they do that? Because they know they can get away with it. And that is the game that we are playing. I belong to this party, or this person change is going to help in one way or the other, or it's my turn. That is the game of. So to me, I hope that we can rise to the challenge of holding them accountable, knowing that if they behave somehow, there will be consequences, but not like, oh, this person is doing well. No governor in Nigeria is doing well. Nobody on their, it's not their money. But when the citizens don't do their basic rights and they are praising somebody simply because they do a little better than the other without doing at all. And that is the expectation we have from our elected official or choosing officials. Then it's a long walk to freedom. I think we should take it further, and then they will be afraid that if they go that way. America, regardless of what you think, citizen can die for ordinary person can die for the nation until we are ready to die for what we believe in and hold them accountable that we can lay our life down to say enough is enough. There's no way forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John Abba. And that's straightforward. And we have said on this panel again, and I believe it so much. The country that will first recognize where the earth is going right now, the world is going, and is able to take account of what they want to do, how they want to restructure, if you like, you don't like the word, reorganize themselves, realign themselves, policy and otherwise, will be the leaders of the next century we are going in. And that's what I believe. It's going to be all fronts. It may not even.
Did you just read my comment?
No.
That's exactly what I just said. Bro, see it.
You see, it's going to be all fronts. It's not going to be. It may not even be physical war. It's going to be,
It's not physical war.
Yeah,
as you rightly put it, it's about the consciousness of leaders who understand how this world is spinning. You understand? And once you understand that, you would spin it in your direction. Omar.
I agree. All right, stay humble. You want to contribute, or should I move?
I want to. I would always want to contribute.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
To be honest, because the problems of Nigeria are too numerous to ignore, and to sometimes one wonders whether there are some demons in the background remote controlling all the evils going on. But yeah, the thing is that we have a plethora of prescriptions for for the malady confronting Nigeria, and sometimes if we stay here till tomorrow, people would come up with all sorts of suggestions and solutions. Yeah, I've said my own on several occasions. My stand on this platform is well documented, really. But before I go into that, one thing that I just want to chip in, please. It's coming from what happened yesterday, when Dr. Damages played. I think he posted a tweet by one of the whatever billionaires. What do you call them? You know, saying that, look, if these boys win this or that or that or that, he's going to give this. Look, we are that stage, really. You know, we are not impressed. You know, that should stop. Wherever they are listening to me, that is very childish. That should stop. You know, these politicians, businessmen using the super egos or the national teams to whatever, do their grandstanding politics, what have you. Because, you know, what you see now is once these guys win this trophy and come back, so and so governor, the Hope Uzodemas of this world, the whatever Sanwo-Olus of this world, they will be falling over themselves trying to host these guys. These guys have not invested in sports. They've not invested in football. You know, what are you trying to prove? You know, we've seen this over and over, and those are some of the problems we're talking about. We keep on talking and talking, and these things keep on repeating. You know, they will say, oh, we are giving them so $1,000. What have you invested in football? Why not leave all those things and use the money and invest in football? Don't use that to score cheap political points. Don't use that to, you know, to improve your political capital. You know, don't use the super egos to do that. Invest in sports, invest in football. There's so much to be done. We lack sports infrastructure. In schools, it's not existing. Primary schools, nothing is there. Secondary schools, nothing is there. Why not build football infrastructure, sports infrastructure in schools, so that you raise thousands and thousands of talents that you can even export to the world and get foreign exchange? You know, so see all these extremely ridiculous posturing by these so-called billionaires, so-called governors, saying that they want to reward this person, that person. You know, it's anachronistic. You know, we need to do something reasonable, really. So I'm not impressed by whoever is giving them whatever, because even the whole thing will create some kind of potentially create division in camp. Or if you score so goal, we'll give you this. It's not it's not it's not necessary, you know, to be honest. You know, that's just what I want to chip in. And these whole media people that went to Morocco, and you know, they're just not giving us quality reportage. You know, they're just going there to create content. And usually after the matches, they will just line up and be interviewing these players, and these players, most of them will be on the bus waiting endlessly for these interviews to finish, and they will be starving. I've seen the videos. That's not again, you know, that's not reasonable. That should be addressed, and that should stop. When these guys you know, finish playing, they should be very, very brief with whatever interviews they are doing, and then go back to the hotel and eat, so that they don't stay there starving. Whoever is listening to me, whoever is responsible, should take note. Now, back to the issues that we are talking about Dr. Moses. But I'm very, very happy again that he is starting from the grassroots, and I believe that that will be a very, very apt launch pad for him to show what he's capable of doing. And again, if he manages, if the demons of Nigerian politics, you know, allow him to be, yeah, he will do well. I believe, really. And then finally, finally, about all this, yeah, your suggestions, Mr. Jago, you know, they're very, very correct. I would say, what I would say is this. Sometimes, like someone chipped in earlier, that when you want to galvanize the people to say, look, we want a stop to these things, they will add some religious, ethnic colorations to those things, and the whole setup will crumble. So that's why I always advocate that, look, if we do not address the issue of Nigeria, Nigeria will balkanize into several groups in a very, very chaotic way. If we want to achieve very, very prosperous nations out of Nigeria, because you cannot ever convince me that this British Nigerian project is heading anywhere. I told them when we were in first year in 2010, I told my classmates that Nigeria was not going anywhere. This is 2026, about 15 years, and they can see, even those that didn't believe me, can now see clearly that we are not making any progress. We are deteriorating. So for people to come together, sometimes it's really difficult, especially our brothers in the middle belt who still believe that, oh, this Nigerian project is the best thing after jollof rice. And some of them have come here to even confirm that. The other pastor that came here the other day and one Haruna Goro, they still hold on to this false narrative that it will work. And then the people you call the minority, especially in the South as well, they still believe in the so-called Nigerian project. What I would prescribe, and I've always prescribed, is that people should come together. The Nigerian people should galvanize themselves and come together and discuss how they want to exist. That is it. Any other thing apart from that is just a ridiculous waste of time.
Can I just come back on that a touch? Just a touch.
Okay. Just a touch. Just a touch.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, KJ. Stay humble. I hear you. Normally, you do make mentions of, as at last year, of many things that I may disapprove of. When you said that you had no hope about Nigeria, I understood it, but I wanted you to suggest what you do see, and you've just said it now. What you do see, you see a country like Nigeria that can break up into as many pieces as it may have to, and create nations out of these breakages. Me, I don't see that at all. I see if that happens, that's a disaster for Black people, Nigeria, Africa. A disaster. We will just be picked off like fleas. When I say we need to stop, I mean exactly what you said. Nigerians need to come together for a serious conversation, the most serious conversation in the world, in the African history, the most serious. I'm not here to play. We can't be here to play and make all these polite suggestions and speak so me. No, this is a time of urgency. And Africa, if we just look at Africa, just take your own time, look at Africa across the board, and tell me where the urgency is. Tell me where the active minds are, because I can't. That's what I can't see. I can just see repetition, bringing back nonsense into our fore. This is the hopelessness that you admit that you see. This is the hopelessness that you speak of.
Okay, let's move on, Diego. Thank you.
Okay, sir. I really, KJ, if I may, I need us to have a more serious conversation. I need us not to be putting things forward. I need us to start with a premise that galvanizes us here. We're talking about galvanizing a whole nation of 230 million. We're not even galvanized here. Everyone just spewing one thing or the other, going nowhere, bro. Going nowhere. So I'll leave you guys there. I'll leave you there.
Okay, thank you. Can I go to stay humble? Somebody's who is having
Huh?
the bike sound that's coming in.
Now my time now.
Okay, stay humble. Do you want to say something? Or in fact, I don't think you should respond. Let's just move
Yeah,
on.
you can move on, really.
Yeah, Chris. Chris, thank you for waiting so long. And I see.
Lose my time now.
No. Just be patient. Let me take the two of them. Then I can come straight to you. I beg. All right. Chris.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
The
Good evening,
topic that
everyone.
we're dealing with, Jagu seems to think we are not galvanizing enough. Is there any topic you want to suggest, or do you think you can make good of this topic?
Each time I come to this place, this platform, I just kind of, I don't know whether to stay or not to stay, because it seems to me that we are not trying to have the right conversations. Maybe we come here, we talk things as it comes, in our mind. People are hypocritical when it comes to this nationalism. A white man is our problem, new colonialism, all these sort of things. Basically, Nigeria is like a situation where Boko Haram kidnapped a group of people for ransom. Then this group of people, they kidnapped from different homes. After staying for some years, some mustered courage and fought the Boko Haram people, and they left. Before they left, they handed their gun to those that didn't fight them. And now those who didn't fight them now saying to everybody that this place is now their home. So anybody who is trying to say, come, let's go home, they say no. And even to make it worse is that those who will, those who helped to fight the Boko Haram people, we tell those who want to go and say to them, no, where are you going? This is now our home. The white man created a country for Nigeria. He created a country for Africa, for black people. So I don't think that anybody who is reasonable will say that what the white man did then was in the interest of black people. That's nonsense. It's not happening. It's not true. Now, second, if a black man wants to claim equality with the white man, they should be able to recreate themselves. They have names. They have names. Instead of artificial creation, all this nonsense, they should go back to their original names. People do not understand the power of culture in human development. No society develops without our culture. Even what is happening today in Nigeria is that the Fulanis are trying to impose their culture on other societies in Nigeria. That is what is exactly happening. People don't understand it that way, but they don't, what they see is every day they come here, they say, oh, if we stay in Nigeria, Nigeria will work. If we have good leadership will help us to do this. Leadership, to me, in a society, is like a vector. It plays a vector role. It distributes what the society produces. It doesn't produce nothing. So you can't say that the mosquito is a bad vector any more than a butterfly is. So to me, what we need to do is to sit down and ask ourselves, who are we? That's what the Asians did. The Asians who had this colonization, But they went back and asked themselves, who are they? Who were they? And then from there, they now started reorganizing themselves and then started developing. But here in Africa, we are still trying to kill each other, trying to maintain what the white man left. And then we still call them neo-colonialists. I can see that we are stupid or we're ignorant or we are hypocritical if we make such assertion that we must never change what the white man created for us, and we must keep it like that. And now, I want to tell people, when people say if Nigeria breaks up, to break into 200 ethnic nationality, it is simply because we do not understand the meaning of ethnicity. Okay? If we understand the meaning of ethnicity, you will know that Nigeria do not have even more up to 50 ethnic groups. If you know that, Nigeria will not say they have up to 80 ethnic groups. I mean 50 or even 25. So, but the point I'm trying to make here is that go and look at the definition of ethnicity and look at the definition of nationhood. They are defined by the same, they have the same definition. However, there is a little difference between ethnicity and nationhood. You can have multi-ethnicity in one nation. You can have multi-ethnicity in one nation, but you can't have multiculturalism. And that is where we make the mistake. And that's where Africans are not understanding it. You can't have multiculturalism in a nation, but you can have multi-ethnic group. That's when you can hybridize. And that's when they tell you all these things. They say there's strength in diversity. The existence of diversity itself does not mean a strength unless you hybridize. And that was what in the argument, when we go back to history, when Azikiwe was telling them it's time for them to merge all these nations into one. Okay? So in other words, to create this ethnicity, to use this ethnicity, there's something like, what we have today in Nigeria is cross-pollination. Cross-pollination represents contaminated products. But what actually we need to have if we want to have Nigeria or want to have all the nations and all the nationalities in one is to have what we call hybridization. Hybridization is a program that you regulate, okay? You select the criteria, the characters you want to maintain, and then remove and throw away every other character that you don't like. So country like America, for instance, is a hybrid nation. It's a hybrid nation. So people will go out there and tell you, well, America is a multinational, multi-ethnic. Yes, but they are not multicultural. The difference is multicultural. You cannot grow without your culture. If you don't understand the meaning of multiculturalism and multi-ethnicity, then go and understand it. If you don't understand the meaning of ethnicity and nation, go and understand it. And that's where we are making big mistakes, because we call Nigeria a nation. Nigeria is not a nation. And this is the reason why people like Shore will tell you that he's a Yoruba, but he's not a Yoruba man. Okay? I can tell you for sure, for certainty, that Shore is not a Yoruba man. If you ask somebody like Shehu Akembaloye, he will tell you that he's a Northerner. Then you ask him, where do Yorubas live? He said they live in Southwest. See, this is the kind of information. Yes, this is the kind of information the journalists or the intellectuals give to the society that makes it very.
Baba Chris, can I just interrupt you a moment? You see,
No, let him.
If I can, just one moment. It'll be very quick.
Let him finish. Let him land so he doesn't forget what he's saying. Please.
No, you let him ask. Let
me ask him now. Thank you. I want to just say that one, you are quite repetitious, which is hard for my head. Two, when you mention certain things as a definite, and you don't give your equivalent answer, like you say, Shore, I can tell you is not a Yoruba. What is he then? Why didn't you say? Then you said that there are only 25 groups. You never gave an example. You see, this kind of commentary is very, very wicked and suspicious, because you can pour out things, nobody knows what you're talking about, and then we just start grabbing at straws. It's not how to communicate. I don't like it. I need accuracy. I need you to be accurate in what you're saying, not just be spitting saliva. Please, it's hurting my head. That's all I wanted to say.
That's interesting, and I like that criticism. Okay, let me explain this to you. Okay, first, my question of repeating these things is to enable people to understand it clearly, because many people don't understand things once. But should I be repeating it again and again until people understand it? Yes, I would. That's one. On the issue of ethnicity is defined. You don't choose which ethnicity you are. You use criteria. It's a unit of classification in human taxonomy, okay, that uses culture, language, history, and social value to group people. So in other words, if you are Ijo, you can never be Igbo. In other words, if you are Yoruba, you can never be Hausa. So you can never be Ijo and a Yoruba at the same time, because these are different units. Do you get what I mean? So it is proven that Chore is an Ijo man. So he cannot be a Yoruba man. Because you cannot have, because these are different units. You understand it now? Now, let me explain why I say we don't have more than 80 ethnic units. Okay, so when you now want to classify people, for instance, if you go to areas where, like now, this so-called minority in River State and all that, you ask them, what is their language? What is their history? What is their culture? What is their social values? Now, if all these things are the same as those of another unit, you cannot create another unit for them. Now, the existing unit you have already created, you cannot create another unit for them. So, in other words, you can see that when people like, somebody from Ndoke, for instance, will tell you that he's not an Igbo, or if somebody from Aniocha will tell you that it's another ethnic nationality, you'll be asking yourself, do they truly understand what is ethnicity? How is it defined? You know, because unless you understand it as it is defined, then you will just start making mistakes, because anybody can claim that I'm Ikwere, therefore I'm not Igbo. Because you are not supposed to choose, because there's a definition for what for that. Okay. So do you speak, what is your language? What is your culture? What is your history? These are the things that will make you decide which ethnicity you belong. That's why. Now, the second thing I want to let me just make this point. Ethnicity and nationhood have the same definition. But the slight difference between those are this. One, You know, because they call it in nation, they call it ideology, which is just called social value, right? In nationhood, they say any nation must have one ideology. You can't have 3 or 4 ideology in any nation. Okay. It must be. Yeah.
I need to run.
Okay. Sorry. You know. Sometimes I don't come here because
Chris,
most of the time you don't have enough time to explain this thing.
Hold on, Chris. I just wanted to say, Chris, that I am going to do a special program, and it'll just be you as a guest. You break down these things. We bring people who are only going to ask questions concerning these issues. We're not going to come and everybody running everywhere. Okay, we will now put it together, and at the end we'll now find a front that can suit everybody. I understand what you're saying, because once the tongue seems to be a little changed, we remember that lady who sang 1 kilometer is another language. The languages may not necessarily be different. There may be a swing to the language, but doesn't necessarily mean they're not the same. Like my community, a lot of Chim is, you can walk to come from my place, can walk to Chim's place, but they have a swing to their own language, and we have a swing to our own. They say their own is more correct, we say our own is more correct, but we're all, you know, from the same language group. So sometimes these things need to be taught in a nation. The people who want to develop a nation.
Yes, to go straight what you are saying, if you come to here in England and you move to places like Newcastle, you will never understand they are speaking English. You will never know they are speaking English. If you go towards Newcastle, Manchester, you will never understand their English. But if you are in London, you will see, you will understand their English. So this is the point that we are making.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's have a special day. I will think of how to fix that, and then we can all have that discussion. Let's go to Iwese.
This is a man that we're looking forward to hearing.
Iwese, you're welcome. Follow this.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
This is a man that we're looking forward to hearing.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you, guys. We're looking forward to hearing.
Yeah.
I would say your technology
there's
chaotic.
There's echo there.
Okay, let me just make this on. Yeah, I turn off the television. I've been listening to everybody. Okay.
Go ahead. You are okay. You are good. Go ahead. We can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. I've been listening to everybody, and I appreciate the contributions. But I'll first go to refer to Jagun Uvie, stay humble, and then the grace. First and foremost, it beats me that somebody who live in England is talking about how Nigeria can develop based on culture. You can live in England, stay there, die there, collect your pension there, die there, without for one day living in Nigeria. And what difference does it make? Secondly, the next thing I'm going to say is this. When Ovie said to people here on this platform, stop whining and complaining, what are you going to do about it? They started accusing him of saying, don't ask questions. He never said, don't ask questions. I was listening to those things. I didn't want to log in. He never said, don't ask questions. You can ask all the questions you want. Then he said, at 20 years, you've lost your right to complain and whine about any situation. Jagus country said the same thing. What are we doing? Okay, I'm going to reference everybody to a guy called, there's a guy called Frank Zanu. I think Frank Zanu is his name. Yeah,
I know
Frank
him very well.
Some program that about Africans, and a lot of people might go and watch his program.
Mm.
So the key thing we are losing here is that even if you split Nigeria, into pieces, everywhere, everybody go to their own. You still have to take shovel. You have to take shovel and hoe to dig gutters, and then to build a water system in Nigeria where water runs in every society. We've never thought about how to build a society, and we want society to function. Nation building is not done by politicians. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. The politicians do politics, run for presidency for 4 years, 8 years, and they leave. Nation building is a long-term thing. No African country have ever considered building a nation. The one built by the white, 12% of South Africans were white. 12% of South Africans built South Africa to build like a European country. When they left, they handed it over to the black people. The black people are running it down. They are not running it up. It's not going up, it's going down. Do we need any magician or any shrink to tell us there is something wrong with how we think as black people? For black Americans to be black Americans, they have to fight their right. They were dying in the streets. They were demonstrating. We're here today. People are dying in Iran for demonstrating because they don't like what is going on. Now, for somebody who is talking about ethnicity and culture and all those things, go and look at the Cultural Revolution orchestrated by Chairman Moore. Actually, Chairman Moore said that the old cultures has to be destroyed. The old ideas has the 4 O's. Go and watch it on YouTube. So when he was building, he was hoping on building a new culture and a new thing. So culture is never the foundation for building any nation, because if it was, the United States is not based only on Germany. All the founding fathers, the American founding fathers, they did not come from any one place. When they were having that argument or debate on how to create a nation, when they asked George Washington to become a king, he said, no, we have to build something different. Guys, what we want to do in Nigeria has been done in history repeatedly. The problem with us as black people is that we follow the education, that's utility education, whereby you just go to, let me call you back, Solomon. You know, we just go to university to get education, to get a job. The education that teaches you how the world works, the classical education, philosophy, and all those things, we push them aside. We have to learn what the people did in all these societies that make them where they are. And so that's what we're going to learn. Because don't forget that even when the Japanese left the Meiji system, they invited American experts to come and teach them how to build factories in Japan. When Chairman Moore was starting before the communist system, he went to Russia and contracted with Russians to come and help them build their factories in China and help them build their railroad system and all this kind of stuff. It was there because of the collapse of that system that he started in another one, and the people were against him. The people were against it because everything is started in Leap Forward. China Leap Forward collapsed. He has to come back again and want to do it again. All these histories are there. You have millions and thousands of hours of videos of history on YouTube and all these things. What we need to do, we first of all stop complaining, as Sophia rightly said. We don't have the right to whine and complain. The only thing everybody here can do is what you're going to do about the situation. Now, stay humble. Let me answer you. You said that you don't like the people giving money to the you don't like the people giving money to players, soccer players, and everything. Fine. And you don't like it's all this is they do. Let me tell you. Let me tell you one thing. Let's assume I'm a Nigerian and I was elected as a Nigerian senator today. I know what my goal is. My goal is to steal money. And if I steal money in Nigeria, I don't care what you think. I don't give a damn who I give my money to. I can give my money, I can use the money I stole. I didn't work for it anyway. I can use the money I stole to buy a girl a Lamborghini for $2 million. What difference does it make? What am I saying? The Nigerian politicians know their intent and they know their goals. The people who are lost in the system, it's all of us sitting down here thinking that we are talking to them. No. You are talking to me, I'm talking to you. They are not part of us. We are discussing with ourselves. What we are talking does not have anything to do with what they know what they want to do. They know their goals. They know where they are going. They know how much money they're going to accumulate at the end of the 5 years or 10 years in their place. The challenge for all of us here is, what are we going to do about our situation in Nigeria? It's not about anything. The cultural thing or something like that, it's not an issue. Because everybody wants the same thing. You're an Igbo man, I'm an Igbo man, you're a Hausa man, you're a Yoruba man. You want your children to go to the right school, come out and be in a society where there is job. That's what we do in America. That's what we do in United Kingdom. We are not suspending our tribal system to be in United Kingdom or to be in United States. With our tribe and everything.
What solutions do you prescribe yourself?
There's no time.
The solution is what he's telling you. Listen to that man now. Listen.
Your tribe when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep.
Okay.
There's no time you from.
Can I just respond a little bit?
The Igbo community meeting anywhere in the United States, there's a fraction. There's a friction anywhere you go. Umuada conference for the women. There's no state you go to the United States, they have not split into 2 or 3. They're all fighting. There's no Yoruba person there. There's no Hausa person there.
Can I respond to him a little bit? Just 1 minute.
No, I don't understand.
I'm just going to get there and end it like this, and then I let you guys go because I'm going to.
See, when you mentioned,
can I say something?
Hold on.
You guys should allow the guy finish.
Thank you guys.
Hold on, let him end. Everybody, hold on.
Okay, my turn, please.
Iwese, have you finished? Iwese, have you finished? Have you ended?
Yes.
Okay, he has ended.
He's muted.
Please, can I just respond a little bit?
No, don't respond. You get the time. Hold on, let's recolonization talk, and then yes, then we'll take our final round because we must stop at 3 hours on the dot. Go ahead, recolonization.
Thank you very much, my brother KJ. You see, say the time where that man they holler, I just they give him they blow and kisses and they raise hand for him. You know why they do so? This is my brother Chris. He kept us waiting for 10 minutes. Only Jago was able to challenge him. I could not understand what that brother was saying. He couldn't land. I was waiting for him to land somewhere in one bus stop or the other. He couldn't land. You see, KJ, Nigeria, what that man just said now is the problem, is what I've been calling on this platform. 95% of Nigerians are educated illiterates. All they can provide to you, especially nowadays, they have their university graduates or their senior Agberos of Nigeria, SAN, or their doctor something. That's you see the brother where Unakari come today. He was telling us what a baby in Nigeria will be laughing at. You understand me? Oh, we should go and vote. Jagu made I wanted to say that what Jagu said today he has spoken my mind. Peter Obi, where is Peter Obi today? Back to criminals. People will make them become Peter Obi for last election. Now they're in there now. They wear the same coat with them. Nigerians don't see anything bad about that. Some people are telling us, what do you expect him to do? You understand? Some people go make arguments. There's no political party in Nigeria where you will find saints. You understand? So many brothers there for this platform today, they have said a lot of things. I just they laugh at them. This, my brother says something. Only 12% of South Africans built South Africa where we know today. Since they left that country and handed it over to this our black head, with our wickedness. Where is South Africa today? Rubbish. According to Jago, he go tell you rubbish. And he means it. When you give anything to black people to handle, just forget about it. And this is the problem of Nigeria. When they come, they go make argument, tell you, say, white people are the problem of Nigeria, white people are this. All of them live in the white man's land. They live well, doing fine in a white man-controlled country. They are doing well. But when you want to argue, they will start telling you that those white people are their problem. And they are living under them. You understand what I'm willingly now? They went there to bow down to the white people. Where did they complain about? Tell them to go back to Nigeria. You and them go begin fights. Or God forbid. It's not, now you go to see some people go even start prayer for your head. How do you want me to go back to Nigeria? So KJ, what these guys are saying today, everybody, you know, this is your platform. I love you so much. Just, you have your views. Say what you like. But when we come to Nigeria, where all of us they here for the struggle to see whether we go repair Nigeria. When we reach the level to cross to repair Nigeria, we know people will die. Revolution is the only solution to that country. If we refuse to face that problem where we know say be our problem, nobody wants to die. Peter Obi is loved by Nigeria. Why? Because he's a coward, like most Nigerians. 90% of Nigerians are cowards. Ovie mentioned one thing today where just make me, I remove my hat for her. He said, Nigerians, we should stop doing what? Complaining. Let us face the bull by the horn. Make una continue, Jare. Make I listen to now. The one way make me best, I go best.
Thank you so much.
Make me happy, I go happy. Nigeria together is a great nation. Nigeria divided, make una go die. Anybody where they pray for
I
division,
wonder what they say in this.
Shame on that person.
Okay, thank you so much.
Revolution. Go for it, homeboy.
It's what you have said.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, good night. I want to say this before I move to OT because we are taking our final round. After that, I'll go to VL. VL, don't worry, I have your back. Listen, I don't think that the situation is the color. Okay, okay. I remember where I wanted to start. You know, just to conclude where revolution stopped. OT, okay, OT is from Anambra State. Your former governor is here walking dog along the walkway, the street corners of America. He's walking dog. He's walking dog here. After destroying
KJ, sorry to interject. You know, I would have loved to him to answer why was the revolution by End SARS didn't work. I could have asked him that question.
Okay, look, what I think we should do is, especially
if he doesn't understand the implication of ethnic nationality and the power.
Bro, please, not that again. Please, again.
Listen, hey, hold on. I want to bring Iwese back and all those who want to discuss that, and I'll have you on one side. It's going to not be a lot of people. We'll have 3 hours to do this conversation, and then at the end of the day, we can have something to take away. At least everybody to understand. But all I'm trying to say now is that what revolution said, taken from just that notion that the people who lead us know what is right, but they won't do it. He's here walking his dog along the street. So can he do that while he was governor for how many years? He couldn't. He couldn't. But he knows what is right. He knows, he sees the life as it's being lived. He has been coming here, but the whole 8 years he spent, he could not build a walkway around his state. He could not even build a road that you can walk on without your shoes getting mud on it and getting water. And then, so are you saying that it is a problem of a black man? No, it is wickedness of the highest order. Because is it only Nigeria? What about Egypt? Is Egypt not a black country? Is Morocco not a black country? Tunisia, are they not black countries?
No, they're not.
They are not. Let's continue.
Hold on, they're not Africans.
But they're not. Okay. They're not black people. I want this Yoji.
Okay, I won't do Isioji. So there's no Isioji that has a good nation.
No.
No.
I will be very brief because I want to sleep. Please. This young man, this man that came now and left, he mentioned George Washington. Why America worked? Because whether you are a German American or Italian American, they had one value system. That's where Chris is coming from.
Exactly.
One value system. That's
And
what makes a
that is
nation.
ideology.
One value. Excuse me. Let me finish. I want to plug off, please.
Okay.
It's 1 o'clock here. One value system. That is what is lacking in most of African countries. You know, for example, in Nigeria now, the North or the corner, they want Sharia. And we in the South, we don't want Sharia. So how are we going to work out, live together in this kind of people that have nothing in common? You must have something that connects you. Leave out the tribe or the language, but the value system, the culture, the custom, the tradition, you know, is very, very important in building a nation. That is why if you come to EU, that's why they refuse Turkey to enter EU, because they have nothing in common with the Turkish people. German, Netherlands, England, they are one people. Even though they have different languages, but the culture, the language, I mean, the religion, everything is the same. That is why Turkey can never be a member of EU, because they have nothing in common. Commonality, culture, custom. That's very, very important in building a nation. Not this thing we have in Africa. That is why there's no sub-Sahara Africa that has running water, because we are not in the system at all.
My brother, everything you're saying is fundamentally arguable. I understand where you're coming from, but it's extremely arguable. When you talk about Turkey and Turkey's history, it joins Europe and it joins Asia. The thing that you are missing is that you have to admit, and revolution was extremely clear, we as Africans are a wicked bunch. I'll tell you for why. When you're talking about we don't have running water, my father is a water engineer. He's a biochemist. He's now late. He went to Nigeria with the plans. If you come to London, you would see something called the Thames Water Barrier here. That's my dad in this London in the 1960s, 70s. We have the expertise. Do you know what also we have? We have the money. We have the money to create a decent society with infrastructure inbound. We have it. But wait, because of our wickedness and our stupidity, we can't get it right. It's not culture alone. Why are you disturbing me? Don't disturb me, please. Don't disturb me when I'm speaking.
Okay, guys, calm down. We are close to the end.
We keep missing the point and thinking that we can look outside to see example. There's no outside to see any example. There is only inside. Inside, we have to tell ourselves the truth. Because we are born liars, because we are born to lie. We just lie. We could look in the mirror and start telling ourselves lies.
You are contradicting yourself. You are contradicting yourself because
please, I don't need Tom. What's his name? Chris.
Excuse me,
please, you're simply not giving me anything to speak to me about anything. I beg. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. You even need to stop joining any platform.
Okay, guys, calm down.
Thank you, KJ. I'm cool. I'm cool down now.
All right, calm down. Let's go to Oti. Oti, go ahead.
Now, good evening, everyone. Jagun said that. Well, he referenced this revolution. Approvingly, he said something. Well, revolution. People that come here and then maybe every other day different name. Revolution. I think the other time he was it recolonizers or something, Now, I listened to, is it a West or something? The only thing, you know, I think the when he talked about I can't even remember. I mean, the only good point he made. But I'm here to say that Chris, there's a lot of merit in what Chris is saying. You know, not because um, the America, Wesley lives in America, and perhaps maybe he doesn't appreciate that they have one culture. Okay, you know, from this foundation, the Christian worldview, that's a culture. Religion is a culture, and you know, and sorry, is a West, what's his name?
Iwesi.
All right, okay. So the fact that maybe amongst the Igbos that we have, you know, kind of all these factions and arguments and all that, you know, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's politics. You know, these things are bound to exist. People don't have to agree, but at least there is, you know, there's a kind of common value, common worldview. You know, the people can, I mean, even within families, right? People have arguments. That is, but it cannot bring two families together, for example, and then call them a family. You know, then there's no business. It's no longer a family. The same thing applies to a nation. So a nationhood, you know, there has to be that culture. Even in Europe, we're talking about, you know, so they used to kind of, if like promote multiculturalism. And where is it today? And by the way, what the European countries, you know, small countries, you know, the geographical small places, they have all these countries. Why is that so? Why is Luxembourg and you know, a principality, self-governing with autonomy, and Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and you know, I mean, these are kind of, even if not full independence, but at least autonomy. They have self-determination. Why? So, and then somebody, you know, kind of, you discount culture, it does not matter. And it doesn't make sense to me. So, and then
who discounted that, please? I don't know who discounted that.
Nationhood, nation building. Well, of
no,
course,
no. You know, who? Sorry, sir. Who discounted
yourself? Revolution.
You. Non-culture.
No, you say it doesn't
I
matter.
never did. That means that you don't know how to listen. I never did. You just want to be accusing. You're an idiot. You people that lie against another person's speech. You are complete bull.
Stop.
Listen.
Stop, please, Jagun. Stop.
No. It's, he can
You
call
don't
me
need
names.
to tell him to stop. Just remove him.
No, stop.
You may not like me, Mr. Man, but
Stop.
I simply don't care.
Okay, Jagun, it's not. Listen, Jagun, the program is not only about you now. Don't calm down, please.
Bros. If I can speak to you, KJ, forgive me.
Please.
Forgive me. If I can speak to you directly, I like the way you're managing this show. I think you're managing such a healthy discussion with humor, wit, and wisdom. I believe that. However, I'm not going to allow hateful people to deal with it. You can't deal with me. You cannot. Because why? I'm a truth sayer. So you, my man, Mr. Stay Humble. It's not that you should stay humble. You should shut up if you're going to deal with me in any idiotic fashion. Otherwise, maintain your respect.
Sorry. I don't see.
I thought you said you wanted to speak straight to me. Now you are leaving me and addressing other people. Please calm down. Please.
There's nothing hateful about, you know, I mean, like people, for example, you know, when somebody's talking about, you know, the value of culture and really and culture being, if like an essential ingredient in any kind of nation building, you can just bring peoples that have little in common, don't have share a world view. Now, for example, we talked about, I mean, and in a clear example, this Sharia, people who want to have a Sharia, perhaps not believing in democracy or in or the autonomy of the individual, and then you want them to be in one country. How is that going to work? I mean, invariably, there are kind of, you know, contradictions, internal contradictions. So, and if, you know, even as much as I believe in Greater Nigeria, a big, powerful African country, but we have to have a basis for living together, okay? And we can, I mean, have a bit of, a looser association, okay? Pull back and then pursue that common bigger vision. But the components, the nationalities, the people, the various peoples of Nigeria, they should be able to determine their separate, independent destinies. Okay, I no people should be held captive by any other people. That is it's only fair. It's only common sense. You know, I mean, that you believe in Nigeria, big country, and then after 60 years, 70 years, we're not making any progress. We're retrograding. I mean, going back. What sense does that make?
You know, I agree with you, OT, and I think you have made your point very clear. Listen,
there's merit in culture. It matters a lot.
Yes.
So anybody saying that it does not matter is mistaken.
Yes, and I want to move on to the end of this program. Today,
I'm still puzzled. Sorry, KG, I'm still just puzzled. Who said culture doesn't matter? I need someone to really tell me the truth, not liars like these people. I don't need them to talk. I need the person who said it. Can you tell me who said it?
Sorry, no, excuse me. Wasn't that the case, the argument? You know, I think he's a doctor. You know, he was making because he actually countermanded the presentation Chris was making. You know, so I mean, he disagreed with him. He said, no, there's nothing culture. It doesn't matter, you know. So and then give example of America and all this, but he forgets that America has a common culture, which is based on Christianity.
Can I just say this to you?
Let's move on.
No, this is a serious point, KJ. This is very serious, KJ. I know I'm over talking.
We have said enough.
I agree with you. However, it's important to be said. You see, this thing about culture and this world we're living in, it's like we're blind. Europe, is a strange place. Asia is a place full of culture. Africa is a place full of culture. When it comes to Europe, it's stolen. Most of the cultures there are stolen. When it now comes to America, wait, let me just land, please, let me just land. All right, let me just land my point. Let me land. I've got one more sentence. My sentence is, by the time you come to America, the culture, that is where you know it's a cultureless society. So where Iwesi was speaking from.
Why did they say that?
All right, I'll leave it with you guys to be confused. Keep confusing yourself.
Culture is a way of life. Culture is a way of life. Okay?
All right.
It's a way of life.
Calm down. We have.
Can you hear me?
Sorry. If I can hear you, what do you say?
KJ, you are wrong today. I've only spoken one time. Just once.
No, I'm coming to you.
And everybody has spoken like 10 times. I don't want to speak anymore. Go ahead, carry on. Please, I will revenge. When next you had, don't worry, I will revenge. Don't worry.
Don't be annoyed with me. Even Ovie has spoken only once. Just you and Ovie has spoken once and once. So I
can never get angry with you. That one for sure.
Thank God, I'm so blessed. Thank you God so much. Okay, please, if you make your comment. Your video is actually ceasing. Can you hear me? Your video is ceasing.
That's fine. I mean, no.
Go ahead.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No, I don't have anything to say. I will revenge. Don't worry. Not today.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ovie, fire. It's been a hectic day, I must confess. It's not what I expected, but God is helping us to the end.
Yeah, I think the conversation started when some people were trying to explain the position of the chairmanship position that Dr. Mo is going for in Abuja. And they went straight to New York. They are comparing Mandani mayoral election position to that of the Mo. And they're right, as fact. But what they did, where they excluded from the whole story is the Mandami people also lost a national election, just like the Obedience lost a national election in 2023. But the difference here is the Mandani people, they were angry, they were cursing, they were doing everything. But additionally, they have more than 20,000 people on the streets every day, letting them know that there's an election coming for obvious reason. Because when Donald Trump won overwhelmingly, They were demoralized. The Democrats don't know what then they do again. So, but there's a reason for you to get the base together. That's why they rally around Mandami. They make sure he win. That energize the base again. That give the whole party say, yes, there is future, yes, fights to fight collectively. All hope is not lost. The Obedient could not do that. But they complain. Every year since 2023, they ask the official, the top guys, what is the plan? They say it's their secret. That is by the case. There are 3 reasons that is obvious that Dr. Mo will win the election in Abuja. But because we they complain, we no fit see him. One na Obi. Those who are saying, Dr. Mo, you know, get level for the national party. Everything way they do no go. Then what is Obi for? If you not believe say ADC if you win APC, then Obi is one of the prominent figure in that party. So Mo is not just contesting because he's from that party, not just get leverage, but because now Obi boy. In other words, having access to Obi, you get access to Atiku, you get access to Erufai, you get access to Amechi, you get access to everybody that matters in the opposition party. But with the complain too much, you could not see that. To leverage on. Now recognize a work might have to be done, but not forget that part. Another reason is Ireti Kingibe. She won election under Obi. Nobody can deny that fact. And the same FCT, a structure is still on ground. So you don't have to spend extra billion to mobilize people. If you stop complaining, you will see how you capitalize on that. Another reason, the third one, is Wike. Just like the Democrats hate Donald Trump, they capitalize on that to make sure engineer the base. Everybody hates Wike today. Because now they complain, you guys could not see how to leverage on his shortcomings. The guy don't they make mistake every day. He's busy fighting for his life, political life in Rivers. If there's anything at all Obedient we do now to make sure that fire never quench, so that power when it isn't gave Abuja so in go lose, keep him busy. I'm not supposed to tell Obedient this thing. You guys have everything laid out. So when the solution presented itself, instead of it to say, okay, how do we take advantage of this thing and leverage on for 2 obvious reasons for 2027, but for most importantly, to send a message that yes, the revolution has started. No, would they call why? Why? You are scared of doing it. Somebody say, I will do it. The revolution don't go come at a bang. It takes evolution to lead to revolution. That right there, if you guys carry out that plan away, it's called evolution. It can only evolve. Kwame Ture said, if you organize little, you get little done. If you organize much, you get much done. If you don't organize, you not get nothing done at all. So that's why I sounded the way I sounded. Not because of it or anything, just that I am seeing very clearly. And it's not because of anything. Everybody can see it. Waiting I talk is not be saying is so strange. As I mentioned, they click in your memory, say, yes, this is actually feasible.
Okay.
We get caught, not be everything. We cannot win big. Let's win small.
I agree with you.
I got the charge Obedient too.
I agree with you.
Sorry, and by the way, where do you belong? You talk about you guys. Where do you belong?
I am too poor to belong. I can't hold an ideology. Sorry? I can't finance it. I not belong anywhere. I said,
you're not interested in the progress of Nigeria, of your country.
Very good.
Are you not interested?
Let us move on. But if you listen to Stay Humble,
if I'm not playing, what am I doing now?
Stay Humble mentioned some of
you guys. Who are you guys?
You
agree that Nigeria is for sale. Nigeria is for sale.
Let's move. Let's move.
Yeah. Okay. All right, gentlemen and lady. I thank you. It has been very robust, full discussion. I give you the last bite at this hour. If you what you have to say, you have the last bite.
I think she's not responding.
If he's saying love text, yeah.
You are muted.
Oti, when I say ooh, I mean when I say
He
ooh,
doesn't want to talk.
I am very
Okay.
okay,
if you talk.
Listen, KJ, did you hear what I told you? I will revenge. Don't worry about today. The next show, I will take my revenge on you. Don't worry.
All right. Okay, say your good night then.
You want to give me 2 minutes where other people are spoken like 20 minutes? No, I will revenge. Keep going. Go to Jagun or Uncle Ike.
Okay, no.
Stay humble. I will revenge. No, now.
Okay. Gentlemen and ladies, we've come to the end of this discussion for today.
Really?
KJ, that's not fair. Somebody wants to know the importance of culture in nation building, and he didn't want us to give him the benefit of learning the importance of culture in nation building.
Bring the show to a close.
Good night from here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Every single one of you have done so well. Thank you, Ify, for coming. Thank you, Ike. Thank you, Ovier. Thank you.
With all your thank you, please give me 1 minute.
Okay, I'm coming. Thank you, Stay Humble. Thank you, Jagun. It's been robust, I must confess. Whether anybody likes it or not, it's been robust and well rewarding. We're not going away empty. We're going away with some things to think about. Whether you accept culture is part of what is whole Nigeria or not, well, that is a discussion for another day altogether. We will see how we can make that happen. Then we can have another meeting on that. Ike, you want to see something real quick? Because, like I said, Dr. Damages are giving us instructions. It has to end after 3 hours. And I'm 3 hours, 6 minutes now.
Okay. Real quick, what if you want to say something?
No, Uncle Ike, no. Next show I will revenge. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, real thing I want to say is the 3 things that Ovier mentioned. Ovier, I want to thank you, but also I want you to know that those 3 things is on play. You can never continue to make the same mistake every time. So I thank you that you are following really Nigerian politics to the ground. And I want you to know those 3 things you mentioned is a complete package of what we are hoping that Dr. Mo will be able to win the election in Abuja. Thank you for seeing that, because a lot of us did not see it. Finally, my brother Jago, I just want you to understand, because maybe out of anger and frustration, I know how many times he mentioned calling people idiot, I mean, you're an elderly person like myself, and we are in the public space. Sometimes most of our children
brother, I love and respect you. I love and respect you. However, I will stay myself. If people come across stupid, I'm going to tell them that's what they are. Please continue, but please, lecturing me is pointless. As you said, I'll be big baba now. So I know they hear nonsense again. I don't have time for it.
Okay, we need to end.
Instead of blaming Jago, you should blame KJ, because if I were him, I would remove.
We know your bastard nature now. We know the nature that you have. You have a nature that is not. It's not full. You're not full. You're one of the liars. You're and cowards of the nation. You are one of the problems of the nation.
No. We don't end like
we
that.
know who he is, Joe.
No, stop.
Damn fool.
Please.
Ekpini, me change. Ekpini, Omo.
Please. All right.
I thank you, KJ, for a marvelous job. Because this wasn't easy. What we've just experienced today was not easy, and I really doff my cap to the way you managed everybody, including me. I'm part of the panel, and you treated everybody with the respect I think they deserve. So I want to thank you.
Thank you too. I thank you. I know that sometimes these topics can be very, emotional, especially in a country that's fragmented in so many ways, and individuals with different ideas and different culture and different upbringing. Look, when I got to America, one of the things I was forced to follow that you can do nothing about it. You can tell you, and again, there's something they say here: you stand your ground. I mean, whether you like it or not, the person stands his ground. And it's so difficult because for us, we normally will not have that kind of confrontation with people. We will back down or just walk away, because for us that is a humble way of doing things. But in America, they simply say that you are a coward by walking away. So you stand your ground, especially when you know that you are at the right. But you see, if you the revenge of somebody, if we have to do
So,
an eye for an
what I want to say,
we all end up
is
with no eyes in the community.
If you continue to allow this to happen, what I would do is to write to Dr. Damages and tell him the implications of this. You are putting this platform in danger, really.
How? Tell me how. Tell me how, apart from your fear.
I will write to Dr. Damages.
Hold on.
Tell him the implications of allowing this. What I will do is to kick Jackie out if he's not.
We know this. We know that. We know. You see, there was a time that I wasn't on air, and you spoke my name. You spoke my name. I wasn't even here, and you spoke my name, saying that this same thing that you're saying. And I'm wondering if you are able to listen or hear or understand. However, as angry as you may be right now with your polite dispensation, that just means lying. Yes, better go, damn fool. About to kick me off. Kick yourself off. Thank you, KJ.
No, hold on, please.
Me, I'm very wild, though. You don't know. Good evening, everybody. I maintain my love and respect for you, KJ, brother Ovie. I doff my cap, and I know that your supplier has engaged in much better something for all of us. Goodbye, everybody. On to the next leg.
Fake news.
Okay, gentlemen and ladies, as well. All right, that is the end of the show for today. I thank you all for sitting in and sharing your time and your treasure, because you are paying for your data and your time, the time of your life which you have spent this evening with me. It's not going to be retrieved. It has been spent. So, Ify, thank you so much for being here. You made it easier for me. When I look at your face, I say, thank God, at least there's a beautiful person here who can all be looking at if you want to get annoyed. All right. And Oti, thank you also for your contribution. We're very at the point. You always hit the point. I may not always agree with you, but I like, what you bring to the table, because when you ask questions, it forces people to think. And sometimes those questions help you to expand your scope. And Chris, I need to have time with you for us to be able to expand this discussion, because a lot of people seem to they are not patient to listen. And I don't blame anybody, because we're not living in a patient world now. We're living in a microwave world, where once it's not quick, it's not it. Once you can deliver in some seconds, nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to read big books anymore. Nobody who will care to read people like Barbara Kaplan right now, or like Jeffrey Archer with those big who wants to read them? Nobody cares for those things. Do you see how many novels you see that big now? So the information management or rather intake has been so reduced that knowledge now has become a very scarce commodity for people to sit down and articulate and read volumes and volumes of book just to make sense out of it. They want you to just press one button in 10 minutes or thereabout, book is summarized and they move on. So thank you. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about the importance of culture in a developing society, or in like ours, or diverse society like ours. The only one of the very few comments that Ahmadu Bello made that I like so much, that let us understand our culture, let us understand our diversity. Then we can know how to manage it. There's no way we will not if I don't understand what is important to you, and I can manage you properly. I must have to understand those things, and then we also have to make a decision if it's Sharia we want, because right now they are clamoring for Sharia to be everywhere in Nigeria, if that's what you want. And I say here proudly, without any fear of of contradiction, I will never be a Muslim. I have nothing against Muslims. My great-grandchildren to the 100th generation will never be Muslims. So there's no need to even try. I'm Igbo to the core, blood and flesh and blood. Never be a Muslim. I tell you the truth. Okay? And I have nothing against them. I love them as much as they are. I don't want them to be Christians either. I don't want them to be Igbo traditional worshippers either. I'm not trying to sell my custom or tradition to them either. But me, as you see me say here, my okokoko is just right behind me here. Okay? Right behind me, I have my okokoko here. I'm not going to give it up for anybody. Okay? And the religion they are trying to introduce to the South, the East especially, have nothing. It doesn't even match our society, our culture and tradition. So let's not waste. Let's not even begin. So if you want to practice Sharia, we have a country where you practice what you want. Do your people as you want. Leave us make we do as we want. We are Igbos. Okay, we are Igbos. We can never be anything different. If I today I get tired of being a Christian, I'll go back to my traditional worship, traditional religion. Anna. Okay? So I don't know where they get this idea from. Okay? It's not going to work. Listen, as we've been talking right now, which we couldn't discuss, Iran is giving up Islam. They are chanting they don't want Islam anymore. It's going to be the first country, if they succeed, to overturn from being an Islamic nation to Christian nation, because they're burning down the mosques. And then you're coming to tell me something that you know the development. Hey, anyway, I don't want to go there. This is a public forum. All we are simply saying is that we need to understand our diversity and apply what suits each region, so that each region can do as they like with their custom and their tradition. If we still have a room for federation, we can have it. If not, we shall all shake hands and say goodbye in peace. That's my conclusion for today. And remember, this is my opinion. You have the right to have your own opinion. I thank one member of you, everybody here. Ovie, vote Dr. Mo. All right. Ovie, thank you also for putting Dr. Mo's this in. I like that. You are quite up. Let the people of Abuja know that they need a very fresh mind that can turn the city around very quickly also. Thank you so much, and every one of you. And until we see you again. By the way, nobody supported the channel this time. Haba. Why now? Not even Ovie. One about our lie to lie. Okay,
I just come back from holiday. Everywhere dry.
Until then, I will say thank you so much, and you all do have a good night.
I never